Country Station. (27:06). Elder Emmanuel Awachi, together with Pastor Emmanuel Buate, as a Pentecost hymn, thanking God for everything is done. Welcoming you to the Citi Breakfast Show. It's a Wednesday edition, 25th day of June 2025. And this is a real nice intro to a show that promises great insight, fantastic conversation, amazing feedback, and of course celebrating also my colleague and friend Caleb Kuda, celebrating his birthday today. So we are going the Pentecost way. Be a value adder. That's really the charge for the morning, whether you're adding it to natural resources or human resources. The key to life is value addition. The key to business progress, the key to making it in life is to take something from its raw state and make it better than you met it. Christ met a few guys, some were fisher folk, some were tax collectors. He turned them to men who changed the world. So the highest appreciation value you can put on any resource is that which you put on a person. So the question for your company is, when they enter and spend a year, what do they know? What do they learn? What do they become? How do you rate your company in terms of value addition? How much value can you add? Whether you're a school or a church or a company like this, you should not be measured just by your profit and bottom line, but also your people value added. How much value do you add to the people God has given you? What have they become? What are they doing different from what they were doing before they joined you? The best way to attract the best talent is to have a track record of consistent value addition. Because one of the lessons of leadership is that your most appreciable asset is people. Your most appreciable asset is actually the first lesson of people development. Business Sense brought to you by Access Bank. Call 0800 004400. Ask about the Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Up to 500,000 cedis in cash and other amazing awards available in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji, as a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra, Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesia Cassia promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.9.
And so we jump into the newspaper review segment brought to you by Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning a future, we are here for your journey. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We are here for your journey. Believe with us. Our name is Fidelity Bank. And we're happy to associate with the big newspaper review segment on the Citi Breakfast Show. Welcoming my brother and friend, Caleb Kuda.
Good morning, man.
Celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday. And I want to prophesy. Before long, you shall marry.
Amen.
Whether I like it or not, you will do it.
Caleb, this matter is back on the
It's back on the front burner.
I will ask forward on your behalf in dealing with this matter.
It's very important. Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
God bless you. God
so
keep you.
much.
May
Amen.
this year be your best year ever. May He keep you under the shadow of His wings.
Amen.
And may the gifts flow in. We will be collecting it on your behalf. And managing it until you become a fully grown. We will be holding it in trust.
Trust, that's right.
Until you show capability.
The competence, capacity, and capability.
Yes, because they usually say, "Welcome to the table of men." That's what they say. No, the table has been sold. Amazing stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you for
No,
support.
you are wearing blue. You shut and it's wearing a cuff link with the name Caleb.
Yes.
Customized cuff link.
No, he's distinguished himself.
No, you're a big man.
Charlie.
No,
you're a big man.
No, you're a big man, Charlie.
Man would I hear?
Yes.
I love a bobo and with the din that you da. No, never marrow to the mood. Who are you to Christo plan of yon ton agarem?
Amen.
You were nabari, I'm a mori, washi duaruto.
Now add my part. Ne choke was ugali. Ne chogali. I want that part.
Oh, ne chokere. Was ugali. Alaba ne kugali de. Molu. Alaba ne kumolu are.
No azuga.
Ozuga.
Thank you.
Alaba ne klimude. January. Nia ne klire. Na fuede.
It's a serious matter. They say when you take sand, may it become gari. When you take gari, may it become rice. And when you take rice, may it become money. And when you stumble on a stone, when you turn the stone, may it become gold.
I love it. No, it's so powerful.
Hey, no, this is powerful.
Amen. Thank you.
So in the meantime, I am the man who has been appointed to collect the gifts for and on his behalf. Bernard is the chief administrator. So please, you are accordingly informed.
Yes.
So act accordingly.
Yes, please.
In the meantime, let's go into the newspapers. The Ghanaian Times says this morning, King Swati III begins historic visit to Ghana. He's seen here smiling together with the president of our republic, John Dramani Mahama. Also, NIA workers lay down tools of operational support allowance. Oh, Mato. Elsewhere, we're told that 70,000 Ghanaian migrants use illegal pathways to greener pastures in 2023. This, according to my good friend, the Minister for Labour, Rashid Pelpu, speaking here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. An increasing infertility rate in developing countries worrying. This coming in from Dr. Hiaji.
Daily Graphic this morning. Africa needs more internal trade. King Swati espouses at Ghana visit. Parliament approves President's 7 nominees to Supreme Court. Italy converts 70% of Ghana debts to grants, and NPP's flag bearer election timeline sparks controversy. Ayikwe Otu weighs in. There's a story on the back page that will interest people who use the Pokwase of Anko Road. Stored road projects due to debts.
Let me take you. Let me take you to the news center. They repeat the story about the NIA staff declaring strike. Also, 1.8 billion Ghana cedis paid for public lighting. This story continues to say that but street lights, traffic lights don't function.
1.8 million.
Yeah,
billion
1 billion. Also, Mohammed's Supreme Court picks cleared after stormy debate, and MPP summons flag bearer hopefuls to ease tensions.
Daily Guide, Presby moderator fortifies Brian Echampon, and MPP flag bearer race. Kumasi traders endorse fresh face. Duchum. Now, a sad one is that 3 students have been killed in Winneba road crash. Eswatini, Ghana strengthen ties and remove COP. Kofi Boache retired from police council. Someone has petitioned the president.
Let me take you to the Herald. Kevin Autry and partners run from $94 million fraud accusation as Swiss firm petitions Yoko, and Springfield is denying the claims contained in the petition. Also, OSP detains 2 SGRA gurus over SML deal. And police investigates Kaswa mystery death after fire service help. Some other stories here, including one that says minority demands reinstatement of injury time BOG staff. Larry, stop that.
The Ghanaian point, we are not involved in Galamsey. We stand by the visions and principles of President Mahama. This is DCOP Abdul Osman Razak, the National Security Coordinator. Now, the University of Ghana School of Law applauds Ibrahim Mahama for generous cement donation to new complex. We want more Chinese manufacturers to set up in Ghana. Chief of Staff Julius Deborah here. Ghana needs doers, not dreamers. Kennedy Japan fires back at Baumia, but he deserves another chance. 220 former MMDCs declare support for Dr. Baumia's 2028 candidacy.
Let me take you to the Chronicle, where Brian Champon is seen here praying together with a man of God. The story says, Brian Champon, I'll start with Almighty God and finish with him. The big story, though, says we want Educhum as MPP flag bearer. Kumasi traders tell delegates. Yeah, so that be the matter.
Yeah, man. The Ghanaian publisher has the lovely photograph of Patrick Boama, and it simply says he's donated to GPCC. Okay. It doesn't add more. Now, restoring Songo Lagoon, Electrochem gets Adan Chief's backing, and then remove Kofi Boache. That story is here as well. On the NPP race, Baumia pulls ahead.
Let me take you to the new publisher. The lead story says minority vote against all 7 new justices to the Supreme Court. President Mahama is seen here smiling. Also, the front page, Mahama pushes for July 1 holiday. Yesterday, a bill was laid in Parliament, and the minister was praying that it should be taken under a certificate of urgency. And this video I saw yesterday, heartbreaking. 12-year-old boy hanged, naked and tortured, and Charlie, I mean, no,
in Ghana.
Yes, and they after beating him and his cats, they wrap pepper, what appears to be pepper, into the wounds.
I hope the video has caught the attention of the appropriate authorities.
Exactly. The police have in Helfasini have arrested the people involved, and they are currently in custody. In the meantime, the boy has been taken out, rescued, and then what do you call it? Put together with the father.
Right. So Daily Analyst says on COVID-19, University of Ghana records suspected and confirmed cases. Police warns public against fake recruitment scam. I am deeply impressed with Jumfo's work. George Sapon touts DJA president's achievement, and Ameya Kumfi's lawyers file motion to halt criminal trial. And then on the NPP flag bearer race, it's not just money, integrity counts. Osaiche Mensa Bonsu fires Kennedy.
Let me take you finally to the Informer newspaper. Baumia's public image and asset for the MPP, a political scientist, is quoted here as saying, and Dr. Joshua Zato is here on the front page. Also on the front page, stay off OSP SML investigation, Jampo cautioned. And bank robbery syndicate, police grab 6 in Kumasi on manhunt for a fugitive leader. And presidential ambition humbles Kennedy Japan. And he's vowing not to go ballistic again. And finally, this headline says, resist the urge to dismantle progress. GJ President Governor Jumfo is quoted here. I must say, know that the GJ headquarters is in a sorry state. It's completely unacceptable that so many
they should renovate.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Daily Post has similar stories we've seen earlier. His Majesty King Swatini arrives in Ghana for 4-day state visit. And Sky Train scandal. Ameya Kumfi's lawyers file motion to halt case at High Court, seek Supreme Court's review, and Parliament approves 7 justices to the Supreme Court.
There's a lot of labor-related stories on citynewsroom.com. University administrators threaten strike over unresolved salary and allowances. That's the lead story. Also, TEU Ghana issues 7-day ultimatum to GTEC over governing council directive. They also say GTEC has treated us unfairly. They respond to TUC's recognition. So, lots of labor-related stories. Kwame Pianim hosts Unity Talks with MPP presidential hopefuls. Is also a story here on citynewsroom.com. And Parliament approves the 7 Supreme Court justices, as we heard earlier on. If you go to Channel 1 News, Rocky Obin says we will win 2028 if we present Kennedy Pong. He also says, my family donated first MPP office property in Awin Suaman. This is Rocky Jojo Obin. Meanwhile, small-scale miners accuse government of targeted harassment and equipment seizures. And then Seaboard to MPA, prevent empty marlin ametrine from berthing outside authorized schedule. So there's a lot of complaint around some berthing of vessels and demurrage costs. The Seaboard is not happy about that. If you go to majoronline.com, they're leading also with a number of stories relating to the SML scandal. Former Jerry Commissioner General and 2 others in custody. Cocoa farmers optimistic about bumper harvest for this crop season. And minority slums unlawful dismissal of BOG staff demands immediate reinstatement. And then the story where government stewed over appointment of COP Kofi Boachi to police council. So let's get into the details of the stories.
Well, Bernard, I want to draw your attention to the story on the center spread of the Ghanaian Times, talking about 70,000 Ghanaian migrants using illegal pathways to greener pastures in 2023. The story is by Bernard Bengan, and it says that about 70,000 Ghanaians in 2023 migrated through illegal means, with 45% of them using Central Mediterranean route. The Minister of Labour, Jobs and Employment, Mr. Abdul Rashid Pelfo, has disclosed. Now, according to him, the perilous nature of the route exposed these illegal migrants to grave risks of human trafficking, forced labour and loss of lives in their quest for greener pastures abroad. Now, the minister made this remark yesterday in Parliament at a 3-day capacity building dialogue to provide a pivotal platform for addressing challenges and unlocking new opportunities to advance safe pathways for migration. He said, out of the number, 60% cited limited access to legal pathways as their primary motivation, referencing the United Nations High Commission for Refugees in 2024. Now, he said 30% of Ghanaian migrant workers who use legal pathways reported exploitation, including unpaid wages, unsafe working conditions, and contract violations due to implementation gaps in existing bilateral labor agreements, according to the International Labour Organization in 2014.
Let me stay with labor issues.
This is particularly important understand because the government says it is in negotiations with other countries to export some of our youth there to work. I hope that we are taking note.
Yeah, this one is more to do with people, economic migrants who leave because of poverty and that type of thing.
Exactly.
There are a number of labor-related stories. Still, Ghana issued 7-day ultimatum to GTEC over Governing Council directive. So this is the Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana have issued a 7-day ultimatum to the GTEC, which is the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, demanding an immediate reversal of its directive mandating traditional public universities to swear in reps of TUC onto their governing councils. Now, this is basically the story with some background. They gave a press conference and they expressed disquiet over the matter. Then, still on labor-related issues, consider national interest and resume work. NIA appeals to striking staff. So, National Education Authority, I'm all on Channel 1 News, is appealing to striking staff to return to work in the national interest as management works with key stakeholders to resolve outstanding issues over unpaid allowances. Now, this comes in response to an indefinite strike declared by NIA of the pool, or the PSW rather, which began on Tuesday, June 24, stemming from delayed payments of operations allowance. Then a final one from my side on labor-related matters. University administrators also threaten strike over unresolved salary and allowance issues. So the Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAUA, has threatened to embark on a nationwide strike if the GTEC fails to comply with the directive issued by the National Labour Commission. According to the association, the Labour Commission on Monday, June 9, instructed GTEC to reinstate members whose allowances were withdrawn or reduced last month. However, in a statement, the association said no concrete steps have been taken to implement that. Okay,
still talking about labor-related matters, you go to page 10 of the Ghanaian Times. Minority condemns mass termination of employees by BOG. Lawrence Vomafa Akbalu says the Minority Caucus in Parliament has condemned the recent termination of over 100 employees of the Bank of Ghana. Now, these dismissals, they explain, was carried out without just cause, consultation, or due process, and they represent a clear violation of the Constitution and the nation's labor laws. It goes on to say that at the media briefing held in Parliament yesterday, the minority argued that these workers were lawfully recruited and properly vetted and were contributing to national development. Yet, without warning, they were dismissed en masse. Now, Ms. Fathia Abdulaziz at the media briefing said the action was inspired by a Chief of Staff's letter dated 11th of February 2025, and they said he would do everything possible to resist what is going on.
A head porter has been convicted of stealing Obechebi Lamte overpass guardrails. Stories on page 27 of Daily Graphic. A 48-year-old head porter has been convicted of destroying and stealing 6 metal guardrails at the Obechebi Lamte overpass at Kanesh in Accra. Yawasari, he was charged with the offense of causing unlawful damage and stealing metal guardrails belonging to the Ghana Highway Authority when he appeared before the Dansuman Circuit Court. So here are the facts. The facts narrated by the prosecution led by Chief Inspector Emilia Mensah, the complainant Adam Al-Hassan, who resides at Sukura, and the accused is Asari, who lives at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Now, Adam Al-Hassan explained that a few months after the completion of the Obechebi Lamte overpass, it was observed that the metal guardrails supported by offset blocks were being stolen. As a result, surveillance was mounted. Now, on June 9, around 11:30 p.m., the complainant and his patrol team encountered a mob assaulting the accused. They intervened and rescued Asari. However, investigations at the scene revealed that he had removed 6 pieces of the metal guardrails from their offset blocks. So he's been handed over to the police, and we're expecting the law to take its course.
Talking about arrest, let me take you to page 6 of the new publisher. 12-year-old boy hanged naked and tortured. The story by the paper says a jaw-dropping video that captured 2 male adults subjecting a child to a cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment under the pretext of a punishment has sparked public outrage. And when it went viral on social media, now the video captured the child, 12 years old, completely naked, and both wrists tied with a rope and hanged to a wooden bar of a roof. Now his entire body was dangling to and fro in the air, while a bare-chested male adult used a stick to beat him up, red and blue, without mercy. Now, the male adult beating the child did not exercise caution and gave no regard to which part of the naked body he was whipping.
Very
It's
bad.
completely unacceptable. I mean, no child should be treated like that. It violates the Children's Act, it violates the Constitution, and it violates our
So
criminal
hopefully,
offences Act.
you said the people have been arrested.
Yeah, so they've been arrested and they are in custody.
Caleb,
Investigation.
Yeah.
take me to the politics. There's so many things. MP flag bearer
Yeah.
race, people clamoring for different candidates.
That's
Chronicle
right.
has a couple of them.
Yeah, so
Daily Guide as well.
If you go to page 6 of Daily Guide, Presby moderator fortifies Brian Champon, and then page 3, when we come back there, Kumasi traders endorse fresh face Educhum. So
Okay.
here, Presby moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Right Reverend Dr. Abraham Nana Opare Kwachi, has charged the Member of Parliament MP for Abetifi, Dr. Brian Champon, to adhere to the values and principles of his faith with humility in pursuit of his goals in both public and private life. The moderator of the Presbyterian Church made the call when the MP paid a courtesy call on him and the leadership of the Presbyterian Council at the church's national headquarters in Osu. So he says, "We are proud that you are a great product of the Presbyterian Church and Presec, and we encourage you to continue allowing those values to shine through your public and private life." Now in Kumasi, we are told that.
So this was after he officially declared
Exactly.
his bid for the flag bearer slot.
Yes, and then traders in Kumasi endorse fresh face Educhum. Now, traders at the Kumasi Central Business Area have openly endorsed Dr. Yawase Educhum, saying he is the fresh face in the race to lead the New Patriotic Party into the 2028 presidential election. At a press conference on Monday, June 23, the traders, mostly second-hand fabric and shoe dealers, declared their full support for the former Minister of Education and Member of Parliament for Busumche, urging MPP delegates to vote massively for him in the party's flag bearer contest slated for January next year. So the
Okay.
process is in motion.
The process is in
Yeah.
motion. Well, quickly, let me take you to two stories. One in the news center.
No,
the
hold
other-
on. Kwame Pianim hosts Unity Talks with MPP
Yeah,
Personal
but that
Hopeful.
was-
Okay,
that's what I
let me
wanted
give you, before you take me to King Swati. So, a respected statesman and economist Kwame Pianim has convened leading figures of the MPP flag bearership race in a private gathering aimed at promoting unity and steering the upcoming presidential race. Now, present at the meeting, we had Papa Usu Ankoma, who's also former Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK, and then Joe Gate, who I'm not sure whether Joe Gate was there as a flag bearer aspirant or as a statesman or both. And then of course you had the candidates, Dr. Baumia, Kennedy Ejepong, Brian Champon, Dr. Educhum, and of course they list Joe Gate as part of the aspirants.
Oh, really?
That's what I was concerned about
These
too.
are serial contestants.
I don't even know. So then, basically, so they were pictured shaking hands. I think there was also Mr. Kwesi Abiesi
Okay.
at the meeting, but
Okay.
they didn't. It was like a closed door session. So
Yeah,
the
so
media
I wanted
just.
to draw your attention to a story on page 3 of the news center, which says MPP summons flag bearer hopefuls to eat tensions. Now, the New Patriotic Party has announced a high-level meeting with all presidential aspirants ahead of its 2026 primary elections, as the party moves swiftly to contain rising tensions and enforce internal discipline. Now, a statement issued by the MPP's General Secretary, Justin Kodia, said the party's National Steering Committee has resolved to convene a joint meeting between all declared flag bearer hopefuls, the Steering Committee and the National Council of Elders. Now, the meeting is scheduled for Thursday, July 3, 2025. If you
Let
go
me
to-
give you two power stories.
Oh.
Seaboard raises alarm over oil tanker berthing breach, calls for MPA intervention. The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors has signed an urgent warning. This is citynewsroom.com by the National Petroleum Authority over what it describes as credible and verified attempts by the MT Marlin Ametrin to berth at Ghanaian shores on 23rd June, allegedly in violation of a revised lay-can schedule. And it's a long statement. They said it's not just a logistical concern, it threatens national supply. They say because of what's happening in Nigeria with Dangote, there are some bulk distributors from Nigeria who are trying to distort the Ghanaian market. Then the High Street Journal has a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Why are we still paying the toll debt levy while the debts keep rising?
Yeah.
Very, very interesting analysis indeed. And then, of course, let me come to you on the energy sector.
In fact, they also ask whether government will revisit the fuel levy now that global oil prices are falling.
Good question.
It's an interesting read.
Well, quickly to the Herald newspaper. There's a story on page 3. Kevin Autry and partners ran away from $94 million fraud accusation. The story says the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, has been petitioned by a Switzerland-based oil company to launch a criminal investigation into what has been described as a systematic and orchestrated economic crime involving nearly $93 million allegedly perpetrated by Springfield Exploration and Production Limited and GMP Energy Limited, both Ghanaian oil companies, along with their senior executives. Now, in response to the allegations, Springfield Exploration and Production Limited has denied any wrongdoing, describing the petition as quote-unquote misleading and damaging. Now, GMP Energy, which is solely owned by one of the partners in Springfield and also named, is yet to respond to the claims by the Swiss firm. If you're interested in this story, go to the newsstand and grab a copy of the Herald.
There was a crash on the Winneba Road that claimed the lives of three students. 3 students and a taxi driver have died following an accident on the Winneba Apam Road on Monday. And according to Winneba Municipal Fire Service, the incident occurred when a Toyota RAV4 vehicle attempted to overtake another vehicle on that stretch. Report indicates that the vehicle with registration number GN 550518 heading towards Apam was unable to overtake a vehicle ahead of it just after the Apam Winneba junction and collided head-on with the Hyundai Jet taxi. Now, according to an eyewitness, the driver and one other student died on the spot, while 3 of the students who were in critical condition and receiving treatment at the Trauma and Specialist Hospital in Winneba also died Tuesday morning.
You said that there was a story about a road that the Minister of Roads is saying that there's a delay because of what?
Because of debt. So the Minister of Roads and Highways, Governs Kwame Agboja, has disclosed that almost all road projects across the country are currently stalled due to debt. He said the projects had stalled as a result of unsustainable levels of awarding road projects without any regard for the availability of funds. Quote, the previous government awarded road projects without regard for the availability of funds, he said in a statement. Now, we are told that some road users, Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, went to see him over the stalled of Fankor and Sawam Road project, and that's where he made these comments.
And you were reading the Daily Graphic, back page.
Finally,
Bernard, if you go to page 2 of the news center, we are told that we have so far paid 1.8 billion Ghana cedis for public lighting, but the lights are off. Now, Elvis Dako, writing for the paper, says despite collecting nearly 1.8 billion Ghana cedis in public lighting levies from the electricity consumers of this country over the past 9 years, Ghana continues to grapple with malfunctioning street and traffic lights across the cities and highways. Now, the situation has left many questioning the effectiveness of public spending and the oversight role of city authorities, particularly metropolitan municipal district assemblies, who are the primary beneficiaries of the levy. What are they using the levy?
We'll deal with that later. Finally, news just in citynewsroom.com. Former GRA boss, 2 others arrested over SMO contracts. So 2 former high-ranking officers of Ghana Revenue Authority, including the immediate past Commissioner General, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Uswamo, are currently in custody of the OSP. Together with Isaac Krenzel and Christian Tetesoti, linked to ongoing investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offences in respect of the contract between GRA and SML for revenue assurance. We'll keep an eye on this story. Thank you, Richard. And thank you, Caleb, the birthday man. City Business News is next.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, now what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
So where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, oh, cause you know I get your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, really wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Nilate joins us with the City Business News. Good morning, Ni.
Good morning, Bernard. Welcome to Wednesday morning. You are listening to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. Coming up, OSP arrest former GRA boss, customs head and CEO of SML over revenue assurance contract. We'll be telling you more this morning. Also, holders of non-life insurance policies to pay 15% extra in premiums from July 1 as government targets the industry for revenue mobilization. Much later, fuel importers lose over $40 million in the first 6 months of the year due to disruptions in scheduled processes at the port. We'll be hearing from the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors. Many thanks indeed for your time. Details now. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has arrested 3 former senior officials linked to the Ghana Revenue Authority and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited (SML) over ongoing investigations into controversial revenue assurance contracts. Those picked up include Reverend Dr. Meshadai Usu Amwa, former Commissioner General of the GRA, Isaac Krentil, ex-Commissioner of Customs and now General Manager at SML, and Christian Tetesuti, former Technical Advisor at GRA and now Managing Director and CEO of SML. The arrests are part of a probe into suspected corruption and corruption-related offences surrounding the GRA and SML contracts. The OSP is also examining claims by SML that its services have delivered significant revenue savings to the country. All 3 suspects were detained overnight after failing to meet bail conditions. City Business News will be monitoring these developments and update you in subsequent bulletins.
The Chamber of Bulk Oil.
Now, persistent disruptions to fuel import schedule and operational inefficiencies at the port have caused bulk import, distribution and export companies, also known as BIDEX, more than $40 million in demurrage and related penalties between January and June this year alone, a development which is hurting players in the chain. The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, CBOD, says these rising costs are putting pressure on the downstream petroleum sector and could eventually trickle down to consumers through higher pump prices.
The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors contend that frequent and uncoordinated revisions to the Lacan import program have disrupted cargo scheduling and weakened operational predictability across Ghana's petroleum downstream sector. The schedule, intended to streamline the timing and flow of petroleum shipments into the country, has been revised at least 11 times in the first half of 2025, with no prior industry consultations, affecting as many as 10 cargoes per change and resulting in cumulative delays of up to 30 days per incident. These disruptions have led to significant cost implications, which the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors says have filtered directly into retail fuel prices. Concerns have also mounted over growing non-compliance with the Lacan protocol. The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors points to a rise in berth authorizations for BIDEX lacking officially assigned slots, many of which cite emergency needs without sufficient transparency. In a notable incident on 23 June, CBOD said the National Petroleum Authority allowed berthing in violation of the published schedule and a prior presidential directive aimed at restoring discipline in the system. CBOD claims the ongoing breach of protocol, including unprecedented extension of the Quarter 2 Lacan schedule into Quarter 3, risks undermining the credibility of the entire import management framework. The group also alleges that certain foreign traders displaced by Nigeria's Dangote refinery are gaining access through politically linked intermediaries, eroding trust and fairness in the market. Despite repeated engagements with regulators, Seaboard reports no meaningful policy response to halt the trend. The chamber is now pressing for stricter enforcement, institutional accountability, and a more transparent mechanism for handling emergency supply approvals, as it warns of broader implications for energy security and market stability.
Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite with that report. Moving on, the Ghana Revenue Authority is rolling out a 15% value-added tax on non-life insurance premiums starting July 1, 2025. The new tax will affect policies covering property, health, travel, and other non-life categories, but motor insurance will remain exempt. This forms part of the government's broader revenue measures announced in the 2025 budget. For businesses and individuals, this means higher premiums for non-life insurance products at a time the economy is picking up. Government, however, says the measure will help widen the tax net and generate more revenue for public services. Away from that, a deepening food crisis across West Africa could be eroding Ghana's recent agricultural gains. That's the projection by the World Bank. In its June 2025 food security update, it cautions that while Ghana has recorded improved domestic crop production, the country still remains vulnerable due to its heavy reliance on food imports from neighboring countries, still grappling with inflation, drought, and conflict. The World Bank notes that disruptions in regional supply chains could trigger food shortages and price hikes in Ghana if proactive measures aren't taken. Here's more.
The bank notes that in countries like Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, and Nigeria, food prices have been driven up by over 45%, mainly due to high transport and supply chain costs. This, combined with regional insecurity, could undermine local food access in the coming months, which is described as the lean season. Although overall inflation in the country dipped to 18.4%, food inflation in Ghana remains relatively high, with the month of May recording 22.8% of food inflation, even as global food prices continue to fall. The World Bank warns that unless Ghana addresses internal inefficiencies and strengthens its food systems, the benefit of easing international prices may not reach the average consumer. Despite these risks, the report points to encouraging trends. Global food markets for key staples like wheat, maize, rice and soybeans remain stable, with no major supply shocks expected in the near term.
That business desk report was filed by my colleague Emmanuel Opon. You're still listening to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM with me, Ni Latte. Let's bring you more stories. And Exim Bank is wooing Chinese investors to channel more financing into Ghana's small and medium-sized enterprises. The bank says increased capital support will enable local businesses to scale up production and become more competitive on the global market. Speaking at the Ghana-China Business Summit, Exim Bank CEO Sylvester Mensah highlighted the widening financing gap facing Ghanaian SMEs and stressed the need for stronger investor partnerships, especially from China.
I wish to focus on an area ripe for deepened collaboration. We at Exim Bank Ghana welcome partnerships with Chinese financial institutions, state-owned enterprises, and private investors in the following areas: co-financing and credit lines for Ghanaian SMEs to scale production and meet export standards, technology transfer and joint ventures to enhance local processing, packaging, and manufacturing capabilities, market access partnership to integrate Ghanaian products into Chinese and global supply chains.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of Exim Bank, Sylvester Mensah. With rising economic pressures and shifting business landscapes, digital strategist Maximus Ametogo is advising businesses to prioritize digital skills and technology adoption to stay competitive. Speaking during week 4 of the Citi Business Festival 2025 on-air series, he said the current economic environment requires more than just traditional strategies. He highlighted that small businesses must adapt, innovate, and leverage digital tools to improve efficiency, reach customers, and also boost revenue. Here's a snapshot of the key digital skills he outlined.
Communication is how you send message to your customers and also get feedback, right? But the skill set you need will boil down to how you use emails to communicate with your customers. Very important. So email marketing, you need to understand what email marketing is. As a business tool, you need to hone your skills in that space. How to even organize virtual meetings on Zoom or Google Meets and the rest, Google and the Teams, right? So you need to be able to communicate using that. And the newsletter, e-newsletter, instead of doing the usual printing of newsletters. So now you have MailChimp and other email clients that you can use to create newsletters that you send to people's emails on weekly basis, monthly basis, or quarterly basis. And it comes with analytics to show you how many people received it, how many people opened it, how many people forwarded it to others, and the number of minutes they spent on each of them. Content. So the content comes to copywriting. Copywriting is how to use words to sell.
Maximus Ametogo is a digital strategist. You can catch the full conversation on the topic digital skills needed to survive in today's economy later this morning at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show and at 10 a.m. on Channel 1 TV. The 2025 Citi Business Festival is proudly powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV with support from Absa Bank, MTN Ghana, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. That will be all for this morning, but before I go, a quick currency update. And the dollar trading at 12 cedis 50 pesos, the British pound selling at 15 cedis 50 pesos, the euro could be sold to you at 13 cedis 50 pesos. I'm Nila Tilate. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you? Boss man, I'm at the bank. Really? But your car is in front of your house. Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie. Oh, how? EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale. Oh, wow. Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager. Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper, so you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I have to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again. Abba.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters. MTN, everywhere you go.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
As 14 after 7, Benjamin Nketia is here with Kickoff, the sports news segment of the Citi Breakfast Show. In the meantime, just gone by was the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. EcoBank says, let them be your money emergency plug. Anytime you have a money emergency, whether you want instant access to loans, fund transfer, utility payments, airtime, and data purchase. You can do that even without data just by simply dialing star 770 hash, star 770 hash. With star 770 hash, you don't need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will come to your rescue. EcoBank is certainly the Pan-African bank. Now, have you thought about what true convenience means? Well, let's keep it simple. Convenience is finding easy solutions to everyday hassles. And speaking of easy solutions, have you heard about M-Care from MTN and MedPharma? That's convenient healthcare for everyone. Let's face it, being sick is no fun, and neither is waiting in long queues for healthcare fun. But with M-Care, all that hassle disappears. With the silver and gold packages, you get to choose between 10 Ghana cedis and 161 Ghana cedis per month. You enjoy access to a doctor anytime, anywhere, and an efficient e-pharmacy with medication delivered to your doorstep. And guess what? It comes with life insurance cover for hospitalization and death, and health insurance depending on your package. Unbelievable, right? Now I ask you, what's more convenient than this? Download the MedPharma app to sign up to the silver or gold package today. Let's get into kickoff. Proudly sponsored by Lesheho, Polytank, and Shell. Lesheho Don't Come campaign is coming to you for your financial peace. Life comes with all kinds of challenges, but we face it together. So from now to the end of the month, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. So whatever your expense, whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expense, Lesheho has got the right loan to meet your needs. So WhatsApp or call now on 02700 4799 or 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Lesheho, let's improve life. So this is Ghana, you know. If you don't know the market, Charlie, you boo. So when it comes to water storage tanks, the name to go for is Polytank. We've been in the market for more than 30 years. We're trusted by all these generations. So always choose us for guaranteed quality. Make no mistakes. No matter the size, be it Rambo, Hippo, Sumo, or Super Sumo, durability is always assured. If you go to our partner shops, Polytank partner shops across the country, the price is the same. It's the original. Go for us. Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. Now let me tell you, nothing ruins a good ride like your bike slowing down, gears getting stiff, and your engine overheating. Ask Benjamin Ketia. The last time he was in such a situation wasn't fun at all. But frequent oil changes in this economy, no biker has time or money for that. That's why with fully synthetic Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra, we are offering you longer drainage intervals for motorbikes, so you spend less time attending to unexpected breakdowns and more time cruising the road. We have superior engine protection and all-weather protection. Your bike stays powerful, smooth, and ready for whatever the streets throw at you. So go for Shell Advance, the complete protection for your bike. And I'm out. Benjamin Nketiah's voice is next with Kickoff, my friends.
It's Achimpong, edge of the box. There's the shot, and the save will spin up and in for three. The shot from range.
A wonderful morning to all of you out there. And Chelsea Football Club are through to the next stage of the FIFA Club World Cup after beating Esperance de Tunis. We'll give you more reactions on that. Also, French side Olympique Lyonnais have been relegated as a penalty for their financial struggles. And finally, Paul Pogba is set to make a return to football after almost 2 years out, serving a doping ban. Now, Kickoff is brought to us by Shell, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Polytank Ghana, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Let's get into the details, and let's begin with some swimming, because President of the Ghana Swimming Association, Delphina Koye, has shared her thoughts on the importance of preparatory competitions, with particular attention on preparations towards the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Now, according to her, participating in mini tournaments is crucial in sharpening the skills of the swimmers ahead of major international competitions.
You know, most of our swimmers are students who are battling education as well as swimming. And some of them ask themselves, after all these competitions, what does it hold for me? But there are prospects in swimming. It's an individual sport. So if you want to go far with swimming or with any other sport, which is an individual sport, it has to come from you. Your determination should be one, your interest should be the other, and then you can put in the efforts that you want. For us at the Federation, we are looking out for this kind of people who have the interest, the determination, and who wish to go higher with the sports. When we see them and we see their efforts, then we are able to also help them advance this course. So for me, I think it's a very good thing that we have a full calendar that is month by month throughout the years. We have these competitions that brings the interest with this kids. That even though they are doing education, they also have something that they can look up to.
We heard President of the Ghana Swimming Association, Madame Delphina Quay, speaking there. Let's move on to some other stuff. And the NSA is where we go. Gideon Hammond, he is a Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority. He says he didn't shy away from the challenges that came with accepting his current role, even with the institution's controversial past. The NSA has come under fire in recent years for poor facility management, limited support for lesser-known disciplines, and administrative concerns.
Like you rightly said, you know, bad news sells. But there are many good things the NSA is doing that the media probably is not interested in. And I'm thinking that this time around, if you have to change the narrative, the story will change from it always being a bashing, but it's going to be singing of praises. And I'm sure you could attest, the first test we were presented with was the Ghana-Chad game. And after the match, it was all applause. We just on few hitches, and we could all agree that in subsequent matches, some of these hitches would be taken care of. So I'm a man of steel. I'm a man of, I believe in challenges. You go and face it, you win, you come out stronger. People will say, okay, this is what you have been able to achieve. So I wasn't scared. I was ready. I was prepared psychologically for the task. And as we sit here, I'm not still shying away of being strong to face the challenges that will come. As for the media, you will not be able to stop the media from speaking what they have to say. But we have to give them the right stories always to carry out there.
We heard Gideon Hammond. He is a Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority, still with the NSA, and this time with the Director General Yaon Pofoankra. He says his outfit has drawn important lessons from the tragic death of boxer Gabriel Oluwasegun Olaren Waju. Now, Gabriel met an unfortunate death following a bout in Bukom against John in Banugu, a loss that has shaken the boxing community.
May his soul rest in peace. Very unfortunate, but lessons must be learned, and already lessons are being learned. I think in sports, that 1% or 10% risk of injury, unfortunately death, is a reality. In some sports, the risk is higher. Motor racing, you know, they race at 200 miles an hour, and they're very comfortable with it. Boxing, physical, you know, mixed martial arts, all these contact sports. What we must do is to operate within the rules to protect our athletes and ensure that their safety is paramount.
Yaon Pofoankra is Director General of the National Sports Authority. Let's stay with boxing, and head of boxing for Legacy Rise Sports, Thaddeus Akwesi Adomako, has revealed that plans are underway to surpass the excitement of their recent Battle of the Beast promotion, which took place at the Bukom Boxing Arena. Now, the event featured standout names such as Andrew Tabiti, Daniel Gosh, and crowd favorite Abu Kamoko, popularly known as Ambitious Tilapia. Now, according to Adomako, fans should brace themselves for something bigger before the year wraps up.
In the future, you'll be looking at a show in December.
Okay.
A show 10 times bigger than the Battle of the Beast, in a bigger capacity stadium or arena. I won't reveal too much detail.
Okay.
But like I said, 10 times bigger, better boxers. You probably have some of the boxers that fought on the Battle of the Beast, you know, returning to the ring on the card. So expect bigger and better things from now on.
Let's move it on. And elsewhere in Morocco, Ghana's Black Queens will take on Benin in their second friendly game at the Complex Sportif Ziada at 4 p.m. Now, Kimla's Biokagan side defeated Malawi on Saturday and will continue with another test match before wrapping up another clash against arch rivals Nigeria on Sunday, June 29. To Europe now, and French giants Olympique Lyonnais have confirmed they will appeal against the incomprehensible decision to relegate them to Ligue 2 after failing to convince authorities that they had solved their financial difficulties. Now, the 7-time French champions were hit with a provisional relegation back in November after racking up debts, and although they have since sold a number of first-team players, French football watchdog, the National Directorate of Management Control, upheld the relegation following meetings that were held yesterday. Let's go to the Club World Cup now, and Liam Delap scored his first goal as a Chelsea player as the Blues qualified for the knockout stage of the Club World Cup with a 3-0 win over Esperance de Tunis. Now, victory means that Chelsea progress as runners-up in Group D behind winners Flamengo to set up a last 16 meeting with Portuguese side Benfica. Here's Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca.
Yeah, very happy. After a defeat, we wanted a win to continue to build a winner mentality, and I think the players, they were good, and now we can think to the next one.
I want to ask you about Liam's goal. He's contributed to 2 goals in his first 3 games for Chelsea. What's the ceiling for him if he's already starting like this?
Yeah, no, it's good feeling for him. It's good feeling for the teammates, and we are happy. We are happy to have him with us.
Your prize for, of course, winning today and getting second is you face Benfica. What do you expect from that?
No, anyway, now we just finished the game. We have 2-3 days to prepare the game. Again, with this condition, we're going to try to do our best.
You heard Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca speaking there. Benfica also beat Bayern Munich to progress to the last 16 as Group C winners. New Zealand amateurs Auckland City held Boca Juniors to a 1-1 draw. Also in the Club World Cup, LAFC and Flamengo also played out a 1-1 draw. Later today, Borussia Dortmund take on Ulsan at 8 p.m. and Mamelodi Sundowns also take on Fluminense also at 8 p.m. To some transfer news now, and Arsenal are set to complete the signing of Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga this week. Now, the 30-year-old has a £5 million release clause after adding an extra year to his contract last summer before a successful loan spell at Bournemouth. Liverpool are also close to completing a £40 million deal to sign Milos Kerkez from AFC Bournemouth. Small transfer news, and Paul Pogba is set to complete his move to Monaco later today. Now, the France international midfielder will sign a 2-year deal with the club when he arrives in the Principality. Let's move it on and finish with some basketball, and it's trade season. The Boston Celtics have traded Kristaps Porzingis to the Atlanta Hawks. Now, this comes less than 24 hours of them trading Drew Holiday to the Portland Trail Blazers for guard Anthony Simons. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans are also trading CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick in the upcoming NBA draft. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff. I am Benjamin Nketia. Kickoff proudly brought to us by Shell, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, and Lesheho Let's Improve Life. The small sports at citysportsonline.com.
Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytech, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytech, we did Polytech, the original, always the best.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, No matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Endurance, the biker, has a 1000cc sports bike. He has one rule. Hey, don't touch my machine. Lion, the delivery guy, with a 250cc bike, has one rule.
Media no delay, so, because when people are hungry.
What's my delivery?
Please, I'm on my way.
If you love your motorbike, then you need Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra for longer lasting protection and a longer drainage interval, keeping your bike going further, no matter what bike you own.
Charlie, and because of Shell Advance Ultra, my 1000cc Ducati and I can travel from here to Burkina and back.
And me, Lion, I know the chair for Rodo, because my bike, they chop better Shell Advance AX7.
For bikes that go the distance, Shell Advance keeps you ahead. Next time you service your bike, use Shell Advance AX7 and Shell Advance Ultra.
Shell Advance, the complete protection for your bike.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Day and night, power your life. Steady lights, not a future brighter. Pay small, start today. Find your comfort, the translate way. Doom so now it's thing of the past. Strong solar power built to last. Clean and green for a low price. Don't waste your time, call Translite. The bill go drop when the sun go rise. No more darkness, everybody shine. No wahala, no more stress. Brand new solar, only the best. Charlie, start today. Have your freedom, the Translite way. Feel the power in every ray. Fresh energy, the Translite way. With Translite Solar FlexiPay, you can get a complete solar power system for as low as 49,000 Ghana cedis.
Call us today at 050-424-9229 or 020-654-2454.
Translite Solar. Translite Solar.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 340-gram Lebanon chicken sausage for only 17 cedis, 99 pesos worth, and 400-gram Cindy spaghetti for just 7 cedis, 99 pesos worth. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 6th July. Only at ShopRite.
Ojo, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Ya tisubiomo, ya tisubiomo.
Ojo, not again. It's 4 a.m. What's now?
Sorry. Last year was Yatisubium. This year, crowd, we've gone lower. Yasaya Tiso. I'm back with good news. Amazing news. I've been Soko. SG Ghana loans are back with even lower interest rates. If you're a salaried worker, whether you're on CAGD payroll, work with an SG Ghana listed institution, or already bank with SG Ghana, this is your time. Whether it's completing your dream home, paying school fees, or handling other personal needs, SG Ghana has the perfect loan for you. Walk into any SG Ghana branch from now till September 2025 and ask about Yasaya Tisu Loans promo. Let's help you get things done. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
World number one Brown Hire LED TV and home appliances got mega up to 5,000 cities price drop at all Electromat showrooms. First time to shop higher air conditioner, LED TV, refrigerators, washing machine, chest freezer, range of appliances at unbeatable prices on every purchase. Exclusively at showrooms. Rush now while stock lasts. Check our website and social media pages for more details. Electromat, your world of electronics.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Yo, Tony up, guys, Tony up. Oh, that rhythm, yeah, sweet, so that junior got mad up that Christmas and beyond. You know, see, so tell a little them to come join up. Hey, DJ, me say that junior eat, slap way on every street. Every top girl want it, tap up on top, me I give them that one your name. Me say that junior eat, slap way on every street. Every top girl want it, I tap up on top, me I give them gas, you know. That junior mad up, inna the gas, inna the gully, it turn up. And I hands up thirst, them a give me thumb up. Head can crash on, guantal ration. I gonna make bad man a African boy. You see me and the girl them na bother ask why. And me them a rate me na lack of no blind. Loud them fi come get a ride. The rhythm a bad, na soft not easy. I go at and them make them get busy. Necessary evil can't refuse it. Boom bang inna the party. Me say that junior eat. Slap way on every street. Every top girl want it. Tap up on top me I give them that one and him. He dey tell me, they tell me. Yeah, me there, yeah, with Anna. He dey tell me, they be me. Afro dance up, baby, yeah. He dey tell me, they tell me. Yeah, me there, yeah, with Anna. He dey tell me, they be me. Afro dance up, baby, yeah. Bounce and twist. I coulda be a zonto, I coulda be the flip. Bubble up, uno waistline. Don't watch nobody that dance on the ground. Come in on the yard, bust me a wine. That sun ya sweet like sugar cane wine. Easy no baby, no broke that spine. You make sure it never out a line.
7:36 and a number of birthdays coinciding with our colleague Caleb Kuda's birthday. To my beautiful Evelyn, today I celebrate the most beautiful woman I know inside and out. Being your husband is my greatest blessing. Thank you for your love, wisdom, and support. Happy birthday, Evelyn Ajapong of Star Assurance Accounts Department from Andy Brookman of Bank of Africa. Happy birthday to Lawyer Kweko Safu Boabeng of Osiewo Chambers Tema. You're simply the best. From Sweet. To CK, my brother, I thank God for your life, my babysitter and my kid's favorite uncle. We pray for you the best birthday ever. From your amazing nephews and nieces, Papa, Rama, and Anna. See us today for Jollof. Happiest birthday, Uncle Caleb. So this is to Caleb Kuda, actually. Please wish my elder sisters, Augustina Lamte of K. Kumasi and Eunice Alote of Ablekuma, a glorious birthday. Also Lydia Nayame of Association of African Universities TV Unit, a happy birthday filled with abundant grace. From Jonathan Kono. I want to wish my good friend and fellow football team member. You know I'm in a football team now. Solomon Entry, aka Solopa. He's the president of the Tema Industrial Lions Club, an entrepreneur, is into transportation. We played a Father's Day match against against our children's footballers, and it's that's the day I realized I was not a young man again. You know, there are some things that happen that make you know immediately that you're not a small boy again. So Solopa, happy birthday to you as you celebrate your day. Happy birthday to my beautiful wife, superstar Mrs. Lydia Homekute, a teacher of Koforidua Presby A Ascension, and may the years ahead continue to be better than yesterday in everything. May God bless you in everything you do, from your husband and children. Happy birthday to Reverend Ebenezer Okran of ICGC New Life Temple Oyebi. I wish you the best of the year. May your minimum be 97.3 and may the lines fall for you in pleasant places. This is from Jose. to Reverend Ebenezer Okran of ICGC New Life Temple. All right, a couple of things to do quickly. There has never been a better time to get things done, and SG Ghana is making it possible with our lowest interest rate. We call it Yatsan Ateso. So if you earn a salary on controller, working with an SG Ghana listed institution, already banking with us, this is your time. From now to September, apply and receive a loan from SG Ghana for your business or personal needs and enjoy unbelievably low interest rates. Visit any of our branches or call 0302-214-314 for more details of the Asante Soup promo right now. Volkswagen is offering a number of vehicles which are new at used car prices. So we're talking Virtus Highline, T1 Life SUV, and the Amarok pickup. You can now afford the sought-after Virtus with wireless Android Auto and Apple Car for navigation and entertainment. It also has a wireless charger, rear view camera, and many more, starting from 250k Ghana cedis. When we tell you, don't listen.
Call one, let's try.
You want to try it? Yes. Okay, make a down payment, then you can try it. Call or WhatsApp 025-79-55-688 for more information. Volkswagen Rise and Thrive VW Ghana. Harry House stocks last, terms and conditions apply. Now, today is 25th. In 2 days' time, Ghana's State of Digital Landscape is being launched. It's the 2025 State of Digital in Ghana, where the latest digital trends, mobile internet growth, social media evolution, and e-commerce are all released. Now, this event is on Zoom at 1 p.m. on 27th of June, and it's 250 cedis per participant. This is for business owners, marketers, or people who are just passionate about tech, who want to understand the latest trends in the digital landscape. Now, how do you register? You can dial star 713 star 33 star 299 hash. Hey, babe. Or visit idm.edu.gh, or just call Maximus. Maximus will actually be on the on-air series today.
Oh, you mean I'm a Togo?
Yes, so Maximus is going to be on air at 9 o'clock today. He'll be talking about essential tech skills needed for today's world. So you must dial star 713 star 33 star 299 hash, or visit the idm.edu.gh website. In the meantime, all roads lead to the Grand Arena at the Accra International Conference Center for the Ghana Investment Trade Week, featuring the Africa Build Show and Megawatt 2025. Now, from the 2nd to the 4th of July, experience a dynamic showcase of Africa's infrastructure future with over 1,500 delegates, 200 plus B2B sessions, and 60 plus top-tier exhibitors, all under one roof. This unmissable event is in partnership with GHCCI and brings you exclusive access to top CEOs, investor matchmaking, and VIP networking. Now, this is for investors, entrepreneurs, policymakers. This is your real gateway to a new opportunity. You can go to gitwsummit.com or call 024-552-9467. And if you haven't tried KB chocolate yet, you're really missing out. Get your hands on some KB goodness. Super easy. You can find KB chocolate at all Palace malls or all Palace mall branches, Migmarts, Legon and Laboni, Wild Gecko handicraft shops at Kulkan International Airport, and Shashi, as well as Super Save and other supermarkets. For our listeners in the US, you can shop online via Etsy. Just search KB chocolate or visit the following stores in Chicago area. That's Abyss Market, One African Market, or A Plus Market. All right, we're still saying a big thank you to our patrons who visited the Agri Fair on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. To our almost 100 exhibitors who came to sell everything from rice to fertilizer to seedlings to chicken to what else did they sell? To packaged food and all that. And of course, to our sponsors, Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, Agri Impact Limited, the Horticulture Business Platform, Trillium Ghana, and the tech partner was Farmerline. Caleb, you were mentioning some of the participating companies.
Yes. So yesterday we had This Year Touch Ventures, Kusa, MS, Bond Juice, Development Bank Ghana, Holland Green Tech Ghana, Eden Tree Limited,
all right,
Yaira Glover Foods and Beverages, Roche Peanut Ventures,
okay,
East West Seed, Dasfield Village Farms and Outgrowers, Abuke Cuisine, Famitech.
Bro?
Famitecture.
Thank you.
Famitecture. Thank you. Ghana Netherlands Business and Culture Council. We had Farm Venderville, Misan Fati Enterprise. There was Discovery Gardens, Buff Organic Farms, Green Gold Gardens, Horticulture Business Platform, Fresh Logistics, New Age Agri Solutions.
They are the doers of FPV rice.
And then Aglo Chicken.
Okay.
Chicken was Aglo.
Okay.
Happy KNUST Grills.
Okay.
Ministry of Food and Agriculture, National Service Farms, Interplast, and then you had CSIR Water Research Institute, Savannah Research Institute, Oil Palm Research Institute, Crops Research Institute, Plant Genetic Resources Research Institute, Food Research Institute, Animal Research Institute, Forestry Research Institute, and Farmers Market.
Hold on. So let me just explain something. All these institutes came to do different things. So Forest Research, they came to teach us snail farming. Animal Research taught us poultry. No, Animal Research did piggery and rabbit rearing. Food Research, I think they did mushroom and fruit juice production.
Okay.
Oil Palm Research did palm oil and coconuts. Water Research did fish farming.
Right.
And have I missed anybody? No, I have not.
That's it,
Yeah, so those were some of the trainings they came to do. We had a sizable number of companies coming in as well, like the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Golden Aroma Rice, Ellie Green Agric, Feed Ghana, as you mentioned, Isoko Limited, Galil Genetics Farm Inputs, etc., etc. Now, I think there's one big question which we'll try and answer today. Okay, not one big question. There's a number of feedback I got, right? So as I was standing, somebody came and said, "Oh, Bernard, this is such a good event. Do it every month." Then somebody says, "Oh, it's such a good event. Do it every quarter." Then somebody says, "It's such a good event. At least do it more than once a year." You know, and I'm just recovering from the event, so I don't even want to do it ever again.
Well, I also had a hard
tired.
time explaining to a lot of the patrons as to why it is, while it's a great event, it is almost impossible to do it with the currency or the frequency that they are asking for, because really it drains all of us.
So this is what I want to find out from Samens is when you imagine the event versus what you saw on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, would you say it was below what you expected, the same thing you expected, or more? Because always because we have never done anything like this before, except of course the 2019 rice thing, but that was very small. So, how do you rate this on the basis of your own vision? Forget what people are saying. What you thought about and what happened. How do you rate it?
I think we almost made it. We almost made it. I mean, people are judging based on the numbers. I mean, the numbers are great, but I think we failed to deliver on the spectrum of promises in terms of the array of produce that we're supposed to exhibit. Having said that, it wasn't in our place our place as in Channel 1 TV or Citi FM to go and bring the exhibit. Ours was to put together the farmers and the companies that are involved in direct agricultural practices to exhibit. a bit had to do with the seasonality of farm produce and when we are largely in the planting season, so we still have an opportunity during the harvesting season to see whether we can expand the area of produce.
So when you say you didn't get the area, which other types of produce were you expecting that you didn't see
fruits?
enough of?
Generally, we didn't have
enough
fruits, apart from what Blue Skies would bring, and I think one or two more. We didn't have. I mean, fruits we didn't have at all, and even legumes we didn't have.
Beans and their relatives.
We didn't have maize. We had rice.
We had rice, but not maize.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that to expand it, we still have good opportunities there.
Do you think we had enough livestock?
We didn't have enough livestock vendors because of the complexities of managing this. So I mean, some people came there, they didn't know that they had to kill. So they didn't
came
bring,
to sell the raw.
They didn't bring the.
They don't understand point and kill.
You know, and all that. So
you point and you kill.
Once we've noticed the spaces in there, we can improve on.
So there was rabbit, there was goat. No, I think I saw sheep, not goat.
I saw some goats.
There were goats, there were sheep.
Yeah, but not too many.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, people who wanted to buy had some to buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What else do you think we should have? What else were you expecting to see? Do you see enough cocoyam and that kind of thing?
I bought a lot of it.
You bought cocoyam?
We got some cocoyam, but you see, because cocoyam is not in season.
Is cocoyam season now?
Say again.
I thought Kontombe they grows anytime. Cocoyam is cocoyam season now.
Of course. It comes with the rain. It comes with kontomre.
Yes.
I mean, cocoyam is kontomre.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know it was seasonal.
It comes with the rain, naturally.
Okay. So that's the rainfall. So you didn't have enough cocoyam?
We didn't have enough cocoyam.
But there was potatoes?
Yes.
What about yam?
We had yam.
Yam was there.
Plantain?
Yam.
No.
Not enough. Also seasonal?
Seasonal, yes.
Yeah, but I bought one.
No, we didn't have enough.
Yes.
So, but you didn't get ripe. It's just green.
Yeah, green one. I bought a bunch for 500 Ghana cedis. I was told that it was out of season.
So plantain is out of season.
That must be a small bunch then.
It was big, like you could see, very thick. This was from Urban Jungle.
Charlie, they are plantains.
Must be medium.
When somebody brings you plantain from Koranza or Techiman, that's why you've seen plantain. It can be like your wrist big. So in terms of, so you're saying that the seasonality affected it.
Yes.
Seasonality affected it.
I mean, the general outcome of the event was largely successful, but in terms of the promise, we could do better if we were in the harvest season. Yeah.
So
I mean, we had to make up for some of the shortfalls.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just going back to some of the things you were hoping to see more of, which you believe that. So you said maize was not in season as well.
Yes, because we there's fresh maize, okay, but not in the volumes that we would want to.
But there was a lot of rice.
Oh yes.
A lot of chicken.
Yes.
A lot of vegetables.
Not
okay. There was reasonable amount of vegetables.
Well, tomatoes we had to also complement. Yes.
So what about carrots, cabbage, that kind of thing?
No.
So you expect more of those?
Yes.
So what you are visualizing for another season would be a market where there will be like a grains market,
exactly,
a fruit market,
exactly,
a legumes market. You can categorize about 5.
People can come from their homes and say, I'm coming to buy beans of this nature and buy the quantities that I want.
So this is below the standard you were hoping for, even though it was good as a start.
I wouldn't say that. I say that we've done an amazing job, but it's also giving us new opportunities of where we can up our game.
So what season would be better for this, based on what you are saying?
Obviously, the harvesting season. Obviously,
I don't know which one is that. Is there, do you have one?
Well, there are different cycles based on what.
Is there a main harvest season?
But the general harvesting season will come from maybe end August.
All the way to September, October.
Yeah.
So, are you going to do it next year harvest season or this year harvest season?
We will have a meeting with all the stakeholders next week. and then be able to determine how we go on from there. But definitely, the next one would have to coincide with the harvest season.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. What did you make of the caliber people who came?
Well, the wide range of people, wide range in terms of demographics. You know, you can't characterize as one segment, but it was just a wide range. Families, young people, old people, kids, very old people. Yeah, and my beloved school people, and Agri department, the whole Agri people came.
Most people came with the intention to buy, as against come and watch,
and to experience actually.
So some stayed, but a lot came to buy and go.
Oh, a lot stayed. A lot stayed. Yes, a lot stayed.
Do you aim for them to buy and go, or buy and stay?
I think it's buy and stay. There's enough to keep you there.
Can we call an event buy and stay? I like the name. Because Agri Market, aka buy and stay.
I found the fish.
Go and record it quickly.
The fish place very fascinating.
Charlie, some fish chase somebody. Won't put enough for the fish. The fish is share. In this water,
and even the fish, it was a bit limited.
Catfish and tilapia.
Because so our next one we are bringing.
What were you expecting?
We are a wider range of fishes. Not just
freshwater fish.
No, not just, but the people at the shore now, they are farmers.
Some people actually wanted dry fish.
Well, that's processed, maybe semi-processed.
Yeah.
We didn't engage the fisher folk properly from Jamestown
to bring us sea fish.
Yeah. Because
what about
river fish? We didn't have river fish. You know river fish.
But I thought tilapia is river fish.
No, lake.
Oh, okay. So it's catfish, lake or river?
Mostly, you see, the ones that they rear are normally lake.
Okay, so give me a typical river fish.
Obonto.
No, it's mentioned in English.
Obonto.
Eprukusu.
Do
you know eprukusu?
Is it the one that when they...
No, electric fish. Do you know electric fish?
Wait, is it the one that...
The one that when you touch it will shock you. Yeah,
wait,
that's eprukusu.
Wait, the common river fish I know is the one that they usually dry and then they put his mouth in his tail. But you don't do the name for that one?
No.
But you even used it to do okra soup last week for us.
That would be potato.
Yes, the okra soup they did for the...
Yeah, that would be potato most likely.
Yes.
But that's the one.
Is that lake or river?
I think it's river. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. But generally, if we have a wider range, then it brings more excitement.
So you are definitely promising the sea fish, and you are hoping to also have riverine.
Yes.
In addition to the lake.
Yes.
Then you are saying more legumes to complement the grains.
Yes, vegetables.
And then more variety of livestock to complement the poultry.
Yes.
We didn't see turkey.
No.
We didn't do guinea fowl. It was a lot of chicken.
Yes.
A lot of chicken.
Yes.
And then what else? Coconuts and stuff.
We had coconuts. We had lots of coconuts, yes.
Yeah. Somebody was tapping palm wine from
palm wine was there.
So he brought the palm tree.
Yeah, he brought a palm tree.
But is that so? He harvested it fresh.
Some small, because when you're harvesting, you don't generate the volumes as fast as you do.
So you need to have different trees.
It was more for illustration, but he brought the tree.
Which one gets people drunk? The fresh one, the fermented one.
Oh, but that goes without saying. It is the innocent fresh one that will not get you drunk. Because there are some fresh ones that people mix with something. That's not innocent.
So the fresh one, the alcohol content is low.
Yes, and there's a lot of sugar in it.
So when it starts fermenting, then
it becomes
palm wine. But by the way, palm, I sat through the oil palm coconut. I feel like palm is a super.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you can do anything. If you have wine, oil, building material.
So the Nigerians have a more sustainable way of tapping.
How do they do
the plants? So they tap even as the plant grows.
When it's not fully mature.
Yeah. In our case, what we do is we cut down the tree in order to tap it. I think maybe going forward,
they can tap while still alive.
Exactly. I think that is where we need to be going, instead of cutting the trees down and then tapping.
Okay.
You understand?
But we normally don't cut. We cut aged trees.
And then we tap.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But can a non-aged tree produce the wine?
I can't answer.
No, it can.
I can. I don't know.
It is just a question of whether it is of age.
Was there enough palm for sale, like
palm fruits?
Abe?
No. With apart from prisons and I think one other.
It was one of the most difficult chores I had when you go and buy it.
The challenge of transportation is real. I noticed that the weightier items people were reluctant to carry to the
because they were not sure of the demand.
Yeah, and so.
But I think the demand has proved that. I think the number of people who came for the 3 days, most people sold almost everything.
Yes, they sold everything in multiple.
So my point is that the fear that if I bring a lot, it will not be bought. That fear should be distilled.
Yes.
Because from what we saw on even Friday, I feel like the Ghanaians have shown that if you sell, they will buy. If you sell at the price that we promised.
Friday in 3 hours, vendors. Everything that she had brought for the 3 days got finished in 3 hours.
Because when the workers started coming around 12:31,
in 3 hours,
by 2 p.m. everything was gone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So, have you seen enough for you to want to do it again?
Yes.
Aren't you tired? Because I'm tired. I'm very tired. I'm very honest.
Let me borrow the slogan of Katanga Hall.
Very, very tired.
Rest not.
I'm telling you, rest. I'm not. Stop. I'm tired. I'm tired. It's a lot.
I think it's again the development mandate that we have as a media house. Will require that we look at
mandate come inside.
Yeah.
Development mandate.
Yeah. To be able to highlight some of these things for the public to know where to put their money. Also to impress on people to develop a habit of consuming our local produce.
Yes.
For me, that's a major concern for me.
But weren't you encouraged by how people responded to that call? Because I think they came in response to the idea that we have to buy our own things.
Of course. There was a woman who was so disappointed she didn't get snails to buy.
Oh, she should have seen me on the side.
You have organized.
No, because the CSR, the snail they use for the training, they gave me some. When they finished the training, they gave me some. This one, I won't mention it on
get snails.
I took you home.
Snails to
the training snails to buy. She didn't get snails.
Yes. And at times you wish you could provide all the things people are looking for, but that's not your job.
But do you think the vendors underestimated the scale of the event?
Underestimated because of prior experiences in other exhibitions they have been. And they all said it that, look, other exhibitions that we've been, we are not able to sell as much. And so, which is the reason we are experiencing the shortages. But we just have to keep at it and see how it pans out.
So are you promising or you are threatening to hold it again? Which?
Well, most of our events are held annually. And so we just need to find a good balance between for the availability of produce.
Yes.
That's basically what
so
it
that
is.
there will be enough for people who could come.
Yes.
Because I believe end of year people will be more interested because it's getting to Christmas and they do their bulk shopping.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, this is a good thing.
Yes.
And as people do all the time, other radio stations that are in the regions should take it up. Other TV stations should take it up in their regions and do it for Ghana.
So you think they have the energy you have? Me, I'm tired.
No, do something. I mean, it can't be us alone. You see, that's the point I'm making. It can't be us alone.
You have to start. You have to do it.
I mean, we have started. But those in Kumasi, those in Tamale, those in Takrady, I mean, we don't have copyright to this. We don't. You understand? So I'm just urging other media houses to also do something in their regions.
JJ, do something before you die. No, you're a big man. You don't tire. We may rest. You say you rest. Me, I rest.
Well, we rest. We do rest.
So yeah. So a big thank you to the partners, and I think obviously this was possible because the sponsors believed in it. because I can't even quantify the amount of energy and resources we used. You know, it's not. I feel like people, you know, firms say, what's the cost of doing this? For the past 6 weeks, I've had a lot of stress. You know, talking to poultry farmers, talking to peasant farmers, discussing sponsors. What are we doing? It's a lot of work. You know, and so no man goes to war at his own expense. So you know what to do, Samens. Susu, please come, man. You know what to do.
We did. The rains also came.
Charlie, I'll talk about that later. Let me do what I have to do. The rain matter there, Charlie. It rained on Friday into Saturday. It rained on Thursday into Friday. So we had 2 episodes of demolition. Or is it Charlie? Oh Lord. Anyway, let's get into tech and social media trends.
It's brought to us by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. First Bank is embarking on a journey to reconnect with you customers who haven't used their accounts for a while. They would love the opportunity to provide you with a gold standard of banking once again. So reactivate your dormant account at First Bank. Simply visit any of their socials or go to their website. There's a link that's provided in their bio. Click it and you're good to go. Alternatively, they are happy to welcome you at any of their branches nationwide. 0596 921 921 is the number to call. Shoot an email, firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank, you first.
So to the trends with Mr. Graham.
Yes. So the Club World Cup again is in the trends. I just want to correct something. I forgot to mention that Group A and Group B yesterday have been secured. So Atletico Madrid have gone out, and Botafogo and PSG also went through. And there was more Club World Cup last night. Flamengo drew their match and Chelsea won their match. So Chelsea have also qualified. They have qualified second in their group. So that was a big one. Of course, the Chelsea was in the trends. That's one of the most supported teams in Ghana, and they were all discussing which players should be starting. You know the usual things fans do, but
they should sell half of the team.
Oh, how are you doing that? What's wrong with their players? Their players are quality. They'll win the league, don't worry. So Lyon are also in the trends. Olympique Lyonnais have been relegated. So they had some financial issues.
Not for footballing reasons.
No, some non-compliance with some financial regulations in France, and they were relegated. They did some appeals. They're trying to get things done, but the French football governing authorities have said they are not interested, and they will relegate them again. So Enes Nyama was in the trends because he's a Ghanaian who plays for Olympique Lyon. So people are trying to say whether he will move and that kind of stuff. Lyon will appeal again. They are saying that from the sale of Crystal Palace, their owner owns 43% of Crystal Palace, and he's saying that he will put an equity injection into the club using the proceeds of his sale from Crystal Palace, so they should relax for him. So that's another one. So we'll see how that plays out. And it affects also the Europa League, because if you remember, Crystal Palace's Europa League was tied to Lyon in the ownership. So it has a lot of moving parts, this story, of course.
All right.
And yesterday was some people call him the GOAT, Lionel Messi. It was his birthday yesterday. So people were celebrating who some people call the GOAT. Some other people in Portugal were not too happy. We would disagree with that one, but
where are you on that debate?
Oh, me, I'm Pele. Pele is the GOAT.
No, but between Messi and Ronaldo.
That one there is easy. Messi. It's not close. It's not close for me.
Yeah. I agree with you. Messi is more talented than Ronaldo. But Ronaldo puts in more hard work than Messi.
Oh yeah, that one we can't take it far away from him. And his longevity and playing at 40, that was also very impressive.
Yeah. And how old is Messi?
38. He turned 38 yesterday.
Can he play to 40?
He can, but does he want to? He doesn't.
The way he plays, he can play for long. He doesn't exert too much energy.
He doesn't seem like he wants to play until he's 40. He's not like, you see, Cristiano Ronaldo has a goal. He wants to score 1,000 goals. So it's like,
how many goals has he scored?
He's in the 900. So
he wants to score 1,000 goals.
Yeah. So he's getting there. I think
1,000 goals.
Yeah. Because he says that the other pool scored 1,000. It's not. There's a video of every goal he scored. The other pool, there's no video of every goal. So when they say 1,000, he's not sure. But his 1,000, everything will be on video.
1,000 goals.
Yeah, so that's his aim. I think he's in the 940s or the 950s. I'm not exactly sure, but he's quite high up there. Jeff Bezos is also in the trends. He's getting married soon, so a lot of celebrities are arriving.
Jeff Bezos is not married already?
He's divorced. And he's now married.
And how much is he worth?
That one, maybe what 200 billion, maybe. I'm not sure. I have to do my Googles on that one. I'm not,
don't lose God.
Yeah. So he divorced.
If you go and even divorce for 1 year, how many of you?
No, so his wife, actually, his ex-wife became one of the richest women in the world after their divorce.
Just like that.
Through their settlement, and so he's getting married
he's
again.
Worth 200 billion.
I believe so. In that amount, he's worth hundreds of billions. It's more than 100 billion. That one I know. Okay. So.
Don't lose God.
So he's getting married again to his fiancée Lauren Sanchez.
Oh, he already has a, oh no.
Yeah, that's something. That
lady was already married.
No, but Uncle Sam said something. Some men said something. Rest not.
So yeah, maybe some opportunity go there.
So he's getting
worth 223.5 billion.
Oh, he has a fiancée.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The wedding is coming. He's getting married. His wedding. So I'm hearing that. So the wedding is in Venice. So a lot of celebrities are arriving in Venice.
Has Sky been invited?
That one I don't know.
Richard Alaska.
Maybe he's good. Maybe we won't see him tomorrow. Maybe all we see is that he'll say, "Oh, I'm in Venice," and that's all. Yeah. So
because the way they do AI, no.
So all the people, all the tech people are going to Venice. So maybe Sky will be in Venice. Maybe Sky will be a man on the ground. So
maybe you are not to Venice.
Oh, there's after. Yeah, no.
Continue.
Please. And then we have Zoran Kwame Mamdani.
Who is that?
So he is a young man, a 33-year-old who's won the Democratic primaries to be mayor of New York. So he's going to run for mayor of New York on the Democratic ticket.
Okay.
So he's a Ugandan Asian. Mm-hmm. Well, and his mother is Indian, and he moved to New York when he was 7. He's named after Kwame Nkrumah, so that's the Kwame in his name. And he's won the Democratic Party.
He's a complicated man.
Yeah, and he's
running name, Ugandan father.
Yeah,
Indian
so
mother.
Some of the the Indian Ugandans who were kind of, or let me say Asian Ugandans who were expelled, under Idi Amin and all of that stuff. His father is one of them, and his mother is an Indian filmmaker, and they are socialists. So they named him Kwame Nkrumah, and he's picked up their socialist ideals. So he's running on a socialist ticket. Yeah, so it's a big deal. So everyone is interested to see what will happen in the mayoral elections in New York.
This is New York City.
Yes. Okay. And for tech news, I'll give us an article. So this was written by a colleague, Amos, aka Emmanuel Owusu. Mm-hmm. So he wrote an article, said the algorithm has changed. 7 social media shifts that actually matter in 2025. So he's breaking down some of the new trends in how content creation, how some of these apps have changed their terms and conditions to understand them better. It's on Citi Newsroom. Wow. I urge everyone to check it out. As you know, we are tech-minded people here, and he's breaking down some of the key trends very wonderfully and very excellently. So I'll encourage everyone to read that one.
I read that thing this morning and I almost gave up.
Why didn't you share it with me? What did he say?
It's on our website.
What did he say?
Look, it exactly suggests that, Charlie, you take your eye off the ball, you'll be in trouble with your data.
Even some of the terms and conditions.
Because they keep reviewing terms and conditions and all in the direction of owning your data.
Oh, these big companies.
Yes. Because we don't read these voluminous. Yeah, because we're in a hurry.
Hey.
Including your pictures, your videos.
It belongs to them.
They are taking it from us.
Once you upload it on the app, they'll say it belongs to them.
And even now, they are introducing elements that give them the right to even edit it to their specifications.
Oh.
A lot of the apps.
This is terrible.
So, what do I pull?
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
There is small money, there is big money, and there is too much money. Telecel Too Much Money promo is here. Dial *500# to opt in. In the Telecel Too Much Money promo, you can win 100 Ghana cedis cash in the daily draws, 20,000 Ghana cedis in the weekly draws, and 1.2 million Ghana cedis in the grand draw. That's 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Simply reload airtime to end points to stand a chance to win. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in now for the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 750 ml Right brand dishwash liquid for only 34 cedis, 99 pence worth. And any 250 ml Renew antiperspirant roll-on for just 34 cedis, 99 pence worth.
So you can focus on what matters most to you. Transferring funds has never been this seamless. Whether it's a mobile wallet or a bank transfer, just a few taps and you are all set. No stress, no hassle. Download the new Omni Basic app today and experience banking that is smarter, faster, and designed just for you. Omni Basic mobile app, absolutely seamless. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank.
World #1 Brown Hire LED TV and home appliances got mega up to 5,000 cedis price drop at all Electromat showrooms. First time to shop higher air conditioner, LED TV, refrigerators, washing machine, chest freezer, range of appliances at unbeatable prices on every purchase, exclusively at showrooms. Rush now while stock lasts. Check our website and social media pages for more details. Electromat, your world of electronics.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Champagne.
18 minutes past the hour of 8. This is still the City Breakfast Show. Imagine waking up to serenity and every day surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips. In a gated estate you can call your home. At Western Villas located at Agri Mensa, our stunning homes redefine elegance. Each home is a masterpiece designed with precision and love. From swimming pools, gym, playgrounds, beautiful landscape gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. We also have executive plot for sale at McCarthy Hill, strategically located and offer an paralleled view, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. With just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today to learn more about our luxury homes at Agri Mensa or executive plots at McCarthy Hill.
So Bernard, I mean, today is a special day, if I may. This one concerns all of us because one of our greatest friends and supporters is celebrating the wife today. So this one is coming in from William Franklin Wanope.
Come on.
And it's going out to the wife, Mrs. Alicia William Wanope. And he is actually wishing her a glorious happy birthday. Today is her golden day, and he wants her celebrated.
Another one coming in.
You didn't add the bread boutique, please.
Well, he is the chief executive officer of the bread boutique.
And he also has an auto clinic.
Yeah, auto clinic.
Auto clinic.
Yeah, auto clinic.
Frafraha.
The Frafraha Road.
Oh, I see. When your car has a problem, he fixes it.
If he fixes everything.
Brutally.
And the car will be breathing.
Come on.
The auto clinic.
I see. So this is the deputy managing director.
Also wishing my last baby Declan Yiram Toniga of Edley's Montessori School a happy birthday. He's 5 years old today. Coming in from your mother Marlene and your father Daniel and your brother Yom. So, a couple more coming through.
Sure, let me take care of this one. Happy birthday to DCOP Kweku Ayesu Opare Ado retired. This is from your wife Comfort and your daughter Emanuela, your sons Ayesu Kwejo, Tutu Fojo and Brian. Happy birthday, sir.
Okay, and some more messages. Good morning, CBS. Please wish a friend, Veronica Animle, a happy birthday. May God open more doors and opportunities with good health to her. This is from Robert. Good morning, City. Please wish my Agri Fair found friend, Caleb Kuda, a happy birthday.
Yes.
May the good Lord bless his new age and bring him a fulfilled life. That's from Engineer Glover and wife Anastasia Glover.
You met them?
Thank you, Engineer. Yeah, they were carrying their stuff to their car, so I just...
You did carry you for them?
Yeah, I was the head porter.
The Lord bless you.
Hello, team. Kindly wish my friend Mr. Thomas Brony a very happy birthday for me. It's my prayer that God continues to be a shield around him and his family. Amen. From Kweku. Mrs. Comfort Okran, First Lady of ICGC New Wine Temple, Executive Director of Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Pastor Shadrach Ado Anan, Resident Minister of Church of Pentecost Michelle Camp Central. Lady Pastor Rachel Nana Intim, First Lady of Numa Gospel Church International. Ebenezer Ashi of Lead Africa International. Rabbi Bremer on turning 50 today. Apostle Joshua Selman, keep grinning. Jonas Tinkran says that.
So I guess they are all celebrating.
Yes, I guess that's a very tall list of celebrants.
All right, a few more.
Good morning, Bernard and team. Please help me wish Caleb Kuda a great birthday. You are my favorite person on earth.
Hey.
God bless you, sweet Uncle CK. And that's from Abigail Kuda.
Hey, Abby.
That's his niece.
She's my sister. Abigail is my sister.
Okay.
Abigail is your sister.
But why is she calling you uncle then?
No, she's sending this on behalf of the
nephews and the nieces. All right. A few messages coming through, but let's deal with this first.
Yes, to all business owners, company directors, secretaries, and partners of incorporated partnerships in Ghana, a message from the Office of the Registrar of Companies, ORC, is that there will be no extension beyond 30th June 2025. That deadline is for the filing of your annual returns and the renewal of business names. You know how we do that already. If you default, then you'll be delisted. But we urge you to do that. Otherwise, you'd also pay a penalty of 1,000 cedis in addition to your filing fee. So please do so before this grace period elapses. General public, please be informed that ORC does not operate any Momo accounts. Therefore, disregard any such requests for Momo payments. Here's our WhatsApp or Telegram number. Engage us 059-952-5774. Our socials, ORC Ghana. ORC is a trusted partner for business.
Okay, this one says, good morning, Ben and team. And very good morning to Cement. He's a top man. My role model was so happy seeing him during the event. God bless you. And it's coming in from Nanaya, who is listening to us in Tuba. This one says, Bernard, the palm tree Richard is referring to is the raffia palm tree and not the oil palm tree. Even in Ghana, they tap the live raffia palm tree, and the drink is called brukutu. It's from Utu in Abeka. Okay, right. That's good. Right. And this was the good morning, Bernard. Congratulations to Team Citi for a successful farmers market. It's actually the Agri fair. That's how we call it. Please, next time, make sure they bring what's the akokuno. Samens did this thing. Somebody came to the event. With it.
They brought something. This is Ghana actually. Packaged it neatly with some pepper and spice.
Yes, they actually did kebab with it.
What?
No, I'm very offended. He's actually wondering why I ate akokuno. It's a primary source of protein. Yeah, before all these baby lack and all those things came, we were dealing with akokuno. We didn't get kwashoko.
Good morning, team. Hopefully, all is well. I'm one of your ardent listeners. I really enjoyed the discussion between you and your boss. Unfortunately, I was out of Accra, hence missed out on the Agri Fair. Kudos. Meanwhile, I have a worry, and I wish to pick your thoughts. Why are cement prices not coming down?
Okay.
Please, you guys should talk to the relevant authorities for us. The dollar is down. So there's a question on the table.
Farmers can deal with it.
Samuel is my name from Bema Camp. He says that why are cement prices not coming down? That the dollar is down, so you should talk for us.
Because, I mean, the truth is that if you go into the marketplaces these days, a lot of things you buy for purposes of construction, the prices have fallen. I mean, in some cases you're seeing 20% reduction, in some cases 30% reduction.
That's steep.
Exactly. And then also these people who deal in furniture, both locally and internationally, they have also reduced their prices.
The cement people said last week that they had reduced their prices by 3 to 4%. That's what one of them said to me. Another one said the reason price hadn't come down much earlier was that clinker wasn't in availability, or like they had issues with clinker. So even though the dollar is weaker than, or the city is getting stronger, if there's no clinker, you can't produce enough cement. That's what they are saying. Some people think the cement companies are simply not playing ball. They just want to make profit. I really don't know.
As in the clinker, we don't have it locally, or
we import clinker. One company is trying to use a local substitute for clinker, but even that they need to mix it. So clinker is imported.
That's Super right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So clinker is imported from Egypt, Morocco, and those places.
We also have some from Lome, Togo.
You see, Sky, this is the thing. Cement and fertilizer, they are two very important commodities. And for both, some of the important ingredients are imported. And so the issue is vulnerability to both the foreign exchange and the availability of the material. Okay. So to secure the country, we need to find local alternatives to clinker, which may not necessarily do the exact work of the original clinker, but can reduce your dependence on imported clinker, which is what SuperSem is trying to do. So maybe the short answer to this gentleman is that cement prices are not sensitive to just the dollar, but also availability of inputs, which is why the price hasn't come down.
But having said that, I think the cement manufacturers should also voice the situation out for us to understand, because we were part of the people who pushed when the dollar was on its wild depreciation. So appreciation.
So they should
tell us what it is. They can't just keep quiet.
More comment. Good morning. I'll come back to that. Good morning, Bernard and team. I just want to wish Apostle Caleb Kuda a blissful happy birthday. Please let lawyer Delaskai know that I would love to invite him to Italy to pray for me on my upcoming birthday.
True. Oh, really?
The prayer you prayed,
But if I drop the lawyer.
Happy birthday to Elder Caleb Kuda. You were born to do great exploits. Wishing you God's special favor and blessings. Dodonu Samuel, director of Kanjin Energic Water.
Oh, beautiful.
In fact, we owe him lunch and water, so he should be on standby for us.
Obey the good.
All right, here's one. Okay, so there's something I wanted to touch on briefly as well. Yesterday, the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors wrote a letter to the MPA complaining that the agreed sequence for berthing of vessels with finished products was being influenced by powers that be. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is they gave an interesting reason. They said because of Dangote's refinery, some BDCs from Nigeria were not seeing the Nigerian market as profitable. So those BDCs are now using Ghana as a route because Ghana's currency is also getting much stronger. They use some very interesting analysis. So they believe that it's going to distort our market. They believe that because of the unauthorized berthing or the I want a word, they're not agreed upon is that the word? System that is being used. The bulk distributors are incurring demurrage to the tune of $40 million, and they believe it has caused an increase in the price of ex-pump between 0.6 to 0.8 pesos.
0.47 to 0.6.
6 per something. And they are, so I'm bringing this in terms of cement as well. So they are in fact, we interviewed the guy. They are complaining that there are Nigerian vessels who are being given preference over the BDCs already. And that's for those who don't get it. So usually we buy our OMCs buy finished product from bulk distributors. That's a whole story because when we produce crude, we sell it raw, and then we go back to the international market and buy finished products. So they're saying that the government needs to intervene. I'm bringing this in relation to, there's a whole conversation about cartelization and the way our ports have become such a bottleneck to many things. And if you listen to the BDCs carefully, they feel that the ports are not being fair to them, and that some political people from Nigeria with their connections in Ghana are circumventing the process, and that is going to affect Ghana's energy security. So they believe that we will have higher fuel prices because of this. But for me, the lesson is Nigeria have found a way for Dangote's. Dangote has a lot of problems, but at least now he's refining. And once Dangote starts refining, BDCs in Nigeria, their business model changes. Because Nigeria produces a lot of oil. And for me, it's an African issue. I saw a map of global oil refinery capacity. Sky. African oil refineries are less than 4%. All the oil refineries are in the rest of the world. And we need to ask ourselves that we, Nigeria, Angola, Algeria, now maybe Chad, Ghana, some of Africa's very solid oil producers, we don't have refinery. And for a country like Ghana, Tor to be in the shape that it's in, the Tor guy says from October they'll start refining. Okay, but it's back to the issue of cement and fertilizer. It's the same thing. The things you need to really structurally change an economy, we don't control them. All right. So for some reason, fertilizer costs can be so high. Government wants to give it for free. People begin corrupt. They steal it. Cement, which is the most important component of building to make houses cheaper, we don't produce the clinker. Petrol, which is the most important component for many things, generating power. So we need to start figuring out, why do we always have to be importing these heavy duty things? Why can't we produce those important parts? So some countries always control clinker. Somebody's controlling the nitrate or whatever. It's a problem for me. And if what the BDCs are saying is true, I am not necessarily saying BDC should be given a free ride. I think our long-term plan should be improving our refinery capacity. Okay. But if the Nigerian situation is leading to a market distortion in Ghana, the MPA should not allow that. So I want to add cement to that conversation as well. Because even flour, I think flour is in that conversation. Because see, bread, petrol, fertilizer, and then what's the last one? Cement. These are 4 big cost drivers. The cost of flour affects food. You need a local alternative. The cost of cement affects house. You need a local alternative for the clinker. The cost of petrol affects everything. All those strategic things, we are not in control. And I don't know if the government has a plan to say in the next 5 years, we will be self-sufficient or reduce our dependency. Because what causes the economic crisis is our volatility to these issues.
You see, I will take the building material aspect of the conversation because of my background in pottery and ceramics. I believe that given the massive deposits of clay we have around the country, especially in the eastern region, the Volta region, and the central region, and parts of the western region, perhaps government policy should move in that direction as to encourage private investors to move into the space in a big way. Because if you're producing bricks for purposes of construction, you don't need a lot of external materials as you do in the case of cement, as you have narrated.
Bent bricks.
Yes, that's right. What you need is proper training of the people who are going to work in the industry, investing in the right technology to be able to produce in a truly on an industrial scale, and then also the energy to actually fire the bricks in order to ensure that you have produced the right grade for purposes of construction. It would seem that while we have a lot of clay deposits across the country, we don't seem to be maximizing, this natural resource. Are you saying
that if you build a house using bricks, you need less cement?
Yes, you do better. In fact, it is cheaper. In fact,
over the long term or for per building?
Per building. In fact, it even reduces the amount of energy you need to power your home in terms of cooling the home, because bricks naturally have a way of absorbing cool air into the room because of some scientific process.
So has BRI said anything about this, building research people? Because I thought if it is indeed true that bricks are much cheaper, most buildings use cement and normal concrete blocks.
That is the problem for me, Bernard, because if you do the research and you go into production, I do know that there are a number of companies that produce on small scale, but in a truly big way, we don't seem to be doing that. The numbers, if you go and you carry out the research, the numbers will bear me out that it is cheaper. It doesn't involve the kind of imports that you have to do in order to produce proper cement, as you call it. Of course, you need some level of cement use in order to actually erect the buildings or to put them together. But overall, if you have about 80% presence of bricks in the construction that you're doing, first of all, you don't need too much money to actually get the bricks. Secondly, what you do need is energy to be able to actually fire the bricks. And I'm talking about using either electricity to do the same, gas to do the same, or you have to now turn to firewood in some cases to be able to fire. Some people also rely on diesel.
Do we have enough clay deposits in commercial exploitable quantities?
Many.
You sure?
Yes, many.
So why are more people not going into it?
But Sky, we have, as a country, we have done this before.
Okay.
And so maybe we need to interrogate why we did not continue. In the early 80s, there was something called Aprotech.
Aprotech, okay.
I did it as a course at level 100.
That is appropriate technology.
No.
So, appropriate technology solution for building using clay. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how they did the flats at Redco.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's bricks.
And the other ones that they use bricks to do. And so maybe we need to revisit. And I think it was spearheaded by AESL. Now it's called something else, right? AESC, AESL. One of So maybe
Redco,
we need to
I know Medina. Redco is bricks.
Yeah, and other
Redco
ones in that general area. So we need to revisit this one. I mean, for whatever it's worth, it's something that will give more people jobs.
Let me ask a question. If it's so simple, why aren't people doing it? I'm not doubting you. Could it be that the incentive to get into it needs to be given by government, Because most people, let me give you an example. Most people who build now use this kind of windows instead of louver blades. Although we've been told by the building people that it makes more sense to use louver blades to build a house because it allows more airflow. But for some reason, we've all started using sliding windows. So could it be that bricks may be inherently better, but the industry has decided that they don't want to do it?
I think
for some economic reasons.
But it has to be policy. You see, look, you've been to the UK how many times? You still see the red bricks, especially in the rural areas. They are still using it because that's policy. There are certain areas in England or UK that you have no business using anything else. You can't. It's just not permitted. So I think policy has to be stronger and better directions. The Institute of Engineering and Architecture and all these people should also.
Let me ask you a question.
Let's hear from them.
Do you think our policy makers really have any strong convictions about the right thing to do? Permit me. I feel like it's the lobby that determines what they do. I feel like they don't. Like, you see how you are sitting here telling me that we need to push bricks. For me, the way it works is that government comes, maybe the group of business go and see him and say, please, this thing is affecting our business, stop it. So I'm not sure they call CSR or BR and say, as a government, we want to develop cheaper ways of building. Do a paper for us so that we can advise policy on this. They'll probably sit down, cement manufacturers will come and tell them something. And I think it relates to all sectors. I don't feel like they have a strong commitment to a policy that makes things structurally better.
You see, Bernard,
I don't think so.
You see, when the government...
Because CSR is sitting here, for example, give me an example, let me push it. CSR is sitting here, they are under Minister of Environment. I mean, Minister of Environment is not interested in food research. They are going for conference in Geneva to discuss something. They are not interested in how to produce cheaper food. For example, you are here saying Russia, Ukraine, where you couldn't have access to flour. Food research has told you that there are ways you can do cassava and potato to reduce your dependence on regular flour. You get it? A serious ministry should take this up and say, government, push money into 2 or 3 companies to push this so that in 5 years, the taste of our children in secondary school will be for bread made with cassava flour. They don't do it because the Ministry of Environment, the last thing on their mind is food. You get a Minister of Food today they are looking at National Farmers Day, planting for food and jobs, something. So it's not like there's no real thinking about. You see how you are sitting here thinking about BRI, crop CSIR. Nobody cares about those people. So Professor Canton is saying that if you want CSIR to be useful, move some of them to Agri, because there's a more direct incentive for Agri to say, let's reduce the cost of food, and the food research guys have the solution. So this your brick issue, the issue of clinker substitute. I feel like the governments have been hijacked by interest, and the interests are not necessarily for example, they are not necessarily in having cheaper building materials so more people get houses. They just want to protect their industry and make more money. And the politicians, I don't think they have the conviction of wanting to push. You see how like a champion pushed OFY. There are very few leaders who say, I'm going to push this even though business don't support. Business interests seem to... Look at what's happening with the port. Now I'm told foreign vessels are bribing officials to get precedence over local PDCs. I mean, why would any serious country that wants energy security do such a thing? It's interests. So our problem is that people don't seem to think like you are. They don't want to know. They just want to. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, you see.
I really hope.
You see,
I really hope I'm wrong.
Which is unfortunate because as the Citi is performing well against the dollar, we are all rejoicing. Although some other areas we are getting hit here and there. The fact is that everybody is happy because people believe that the government is doing something worthy of celebrating because the Citi is doing well. Now imagine if we are able to rely on these local alternatives, bricks in place of cement. I'm not saying that people should forgo brick with the cement entirely, because there are people who will always choose cement for whatever reason. But if we are able to deepen local production as to make it, say, a preferable option for people who want to move away from, say, cement, What it means is we are reducing the amount of US dollars we are spending on importing clinker, as you're saying. Because if you go to Kibi areas, you have large, vast deposits of clay there, which you can use for what I'm talking about. If you go to the western region, central region, Salpon, they have one
bricks
of...
necessarily, sorry to cut you, are bricks necessarily cheaper than concrete?
Yes, in terms of when you do the overall production cost.
Because
you don't need to paint the houses.
So in the long term.
Yeah, that's right. The impact on how much your pocket is able to fork out to deal with running your home and all of these things, it is cheaper. You don't.
But because there aren't enough people doing bricks, the skill. You see, I think his point is that for now, per house it may be cheaper, but the economics of using bricks to build a house. Let's assume I'm building a house in Agbogba. Because there aren't enough companies doing it, the transportation cost of bringing the bricks from wherever you are may make it more expensive.
No, I understand.
So what I'm saying is that you need a certain level of scale for the economics to make sense.
No, I understand that argument. That is the more reason why I'm saying that government policy has to go in that direction to increase the appetite for production and the appetite for consumption. Because if government is not deliberate about it, so for instance, if I want to go into that area, perhaps I want to go to parts of the Volta region where we have a lot of clay in abundance, I would expect that the ECG would have a dedicated line to my factory where I am able to fire my bricks properly to the industrial grade necessary for purposes of construction. Because if you don't fire it properly, it will not serve its true purpose. Otherwise, you would have to rely on, say, gas, or you want to rely on diesel or some other fuel in order to fire the bricks.
You know what would be nice if we can get the building policy of the government to see whether they have anything to say about this, because Samens keeps talking about a policy. Because the only reason why they will give you that power is if the policy says that we are going to develop an alternative to cement and support a few anchor ceramics companies to produce. I'm even told that you don't actually need cement if you make the bricks interlocking.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I think the point around the policy is very critical. If the policy of government is to say we want to make housing more affordable, and by that we are going to use a research-driven approach for alternative building material. So if there are companies interested in investing in brick factories, we are going to support them. Then policy begins to shape the industry. When the Minister for Housing was vetted, did anybody talk about bricks? No, they talked about Saglemi. You know, it's always like we are interested in the controversial issues that obviously, yes, it makes for political capital. I don't think as a society, because you see, the public discourse in parliament tells you a lot about the priority of the nation. How many of the people who were vetted in the built environment were asked questions around what you're asking? How do we bring the cost of housing down so that rent eventually gets lower? Those are the things that policy should be moving towards. But mostly it's about whose ox is God. These people say they haven't received their money. These people say they have not. Did it just matter? So I'm saying that if we don't start pushing our policymakers in parliament to start thinking about alternative ways of making our life better, this is going to be a circus that never ends, honestly. So I don't know. Caleb, you were raising the point about the cost per unit. I lived in a bent brick house when I was in Medina. The walls were made of bent bricks. So there was a man with a kiln just opposite our house. But he's the only person who was doing that. He was doing flower pots, and every now and again he would do bricks. It was really nice. But Charlie, where we are now?
You talked about scale. For local production, one of the headaches or the biggest challenges, and Sky was getting to that point, is the cost of production. Your cost overheads are crazy. Getting ECG to come to your factory, the amount of money you will spend just to do that. And so when you've gone through your production process, the things you're going to produce are obviously going to be more expensive. And that's why I disagree with you that producing cement and bricks, in the long term, bricks will be cheaper. But if you're looking at the cost of production of the small scale entrepreneur who is producing bricks on a daily basis, he's not thinking the way you're thinking, Sky. It's expensive.
It's not cheaper.
It's not cheaper.
So you have to do it at a certain scale. You have to master it. So the condition that is to be fulfilled for it to be cheaper to be that is quite critical.
No, it's Bernard. The fact is that it's the gospel.
See, here's a builder. He says bricks are not cheaper. If you are to use 2,000 blocks for 2-bedroom with bricks, you should be looking at 4,000 because of the size. Then he says, I did this project with bricks. The good thing about bricks is that you do not have issues with damp proof.
Painting.
But with bricks, your room temperature is also being regulated. So it's like solar energy. The initial setup cost may be higher, but over a 10-year period, it's cheaper.
No, you see, look at it this way.
Yeah.
If you build with bricks, I can guarantee that you can take out AC entirely.
Correct.
From your home. What that means is it impacts the cost that you would have expended, or the amount of money you would have expended to put ACs in there. Also, the long-term use of electricity and how much you are charged monthly is also impacted. Let's talk about painting the room. Now, there are...
So we agree with us. We are saying that over a long term is cheaper. Let's assume Francisca wants to build a house at Wager. If she has 150,000 cedis to start with, now it will be cheaper to use blocks. But do you understand? But over a 10-year, 5-year period, the bricks may be cheaper because she won't use a lot of money to maintain the house. But to put up that 2-bedroom house, because of the supply chain issues around blocks and the fact that she can get a block factory next to a house, maybe the only brick factory is at Salt Pond. By the time you transport it to Accra, the kind of guy who can build the building with a brick, he has to buy him from Lome. By the time you put all those things together, the headaches of having all of those things done. So that's why I'm saying that if we don't, by policy, develop that ecosystem, it will not, because economies of scale brings costs down.
That is true.
So what we are saying is that the government must begin to deliberately push alternative means of many things. And we are also talking about fertilizer, inorganic and organic together. All right, because the business interests always drive the policy, but the policy must be on the basis of research. That's what I'm saying. So what the research says is what we should all do. Then the business case is made. So if you look at the Western world and technology, it's the universities in collaboration with business who bring innovation. The universities do the research, then the business people obey the laws of research. Here the business people do what they want, and then all of us go to hell.
Yeah.
Just that. You can see a scientist who's at CSIR. He's not been given any hearing. Listen to Professor Canton. People can decide to come up with a government program with no recourse to any proper research on the basis that it sells nicely and it will give us votes. Then when you finish, the whole ministry has to now try and implement something which was not even well thought through. When the researcher speaks, nobody's going to listen to him because he doesn't know how to bring in votes. And I'm saying that if we don't reverse that to say, look, let's start with the research guy. And what the research guy does, let's all of us follow, whether we are politicians or business people. Because the research guy, he is objective. He's not looking for money necessarily. He's telling you what works. But our society is the business interest that's driving the policy guy.
But not everywhere else in the world, lobbying interests exist and they push. But like you're saying, there should be a deliberate interest for policy to work. For this country, I don't see that there's a policy that promotes or encourages small businesses or local entrepreneurship. And so we always complain that local entrepreneurs are not producing enough. The scale is always a problem. But we need policy to do that.
Let's hear the Chamber of Boycott. And by the way, listen, so we are mixing many things. And whether it's cement or flour, fuel, or whatever, it's the same discussion, right? Here's Dr. Patiko Fori. He says Nigerian oil traders, he basically says they are bribing officials at the port. That's his allegation, to distort the berthing pattern. So it's going to cause a problem for the bulk distributors. And this is going to affect fuel prices. He spoke to Sami Yafi on Eyewitness News yesterday.
You look at the current Lakan regime, especially the second quarter. This is about the 7th revision that we've had. Excuse me, we are not running a business whereby we go to the shelf and then pick things. This involves planning, a long-term planning, contracts, locking in the contract, the product quantity, the vessel chartering, and all that. So if we go through all these processes, and then you come here, you know that you are supposed to bet maybe 24th, and because of issues like maybe weather, we can sometimes understand. If there is even an emergency cargo that we need to provide for VRA to decide so that we can have our lights on. All these concessions our members have given that they don't worry about. But then we have this schedule being revised sometimes for vessels or entities that have not even demonstrated commitment to the sector when the chips were down. And when I say commitment to the sector when the chips were down, we all will remember what happened during the Russian-Ukraine war and then the COVID era that created a lot of panic that most suppliers would not even want to come to the WAF region. There were others who took the risk and our partners who stood by us that even in times of need that we had queues in Paris, London, and Lagos fuel shortage. Ghana never experienced that. We don't want a situation whereby people, because they now see Ghana as a relatively stable in terms of currency, will want to come in and create distortion. That distortion on its own has its implication to our market and the sustainability of the businesses and then also supply security to the country. But more so pressing to the ordinary consumer, which yourself and my good self are part, is the incurred demurrages due to these rampant and frequent changes to the LACAN, which create unnecessary cost burden to importers, and importers inadvertently would want to find a way of recouping that money that they are paying and that pass it on to the consumer. These are some of the issues and operational issues that we think in the midst of the tension in the Middle East, if there is any time that we need a stable atmosphere, a stable time that the factors and the elements that are within our control, we can stay put to that and control and ensure that we run these operations efficiently without unnecessary delay, which attract unnecessary demurrages that we pay high. These are the reasons why we're talking against that. We sent a petition to the president after the fifth or sixth revision. The president, we are grateful to him, expeditiously contacted us and then tagged the minister to immediately meet us to resolve this issue. So we're all waiting to go into the meeting tomorrow morning, as the minister's PAs and secretary has confirmed, for us to come up with a long-lasting industry solution to address this issue. Then we wake up Monday morning. Despite the president's letter and the directive, we have a vessel being picked. And to our surprise, in this crisis that every country wants to maximize its facilities, we are picking a vessel that arrived only Saturday, where others were already in the queue and genuinely have a LACAN that has been publicized to them a long time, that it made all their logistic plans to be here. And then you pick a vessel that contains only 18,000 at the expense of others that has over 37,000 and then 40,000 metric tons in there. And we felt that no, that is an affront to the processes that the president has started for us to continue going. So if you saw that letter, the reason for our frustration and our anger is that not that we intend disrespecting the president or the Minister of Energy, but we wanted to send a signal to the regulator that henceforth we are not going to accept any element of those distractions without industry consultation and without proper explanation that seeks to protect the national fuel security. Because we know the history that we are coming from, and we don't want any government to accuse any of our members of deliberately sabotaging government. And that is why we said no. We will not let we will let the public know our stance on this, and we also want the public to pay for a cheaper fuel rather than us passing on our inefficiencies at the port to the consumer.
So that was Dr. Patrick Ofori complaining about the situation at the port. We will be finding out from the MPA later in other bulletins what their response is to this direct challenge and also the complaint about the port. Let me read a few comments about the building. Good morning, Bernard. Please, talking about the cement and building issues, I think you need to talk to BRRI Kumasi. They've actually developed a local cement made from local materials that would have been cheaper to make, but due to our foreign cement manufacturers, it does not materialize commercially. On the issue of clay bricks and cement, here in the UK and most European countries, is the policy to use clay bricks as they are more environmentally healthy. I watched a documentary where one reason given is that cement has dangerous chemicals that in the long term may not be good for our health. Again, most mortgages in the UK prefer clay brick buildings to concrete houses. As I was told when I first tried to buy a house, it's very difficult to get a mortgage for a concrete building in the UK. This is Yao from the UK. Yes, if you can help me.
Lambert in Dodowa says, yes, generally bricks are good for thermal insulation in Ghana's climate. It regulates temperature in buildings, makes the room cooler in hot seasons and warmer in cooler seasons. But the problem is there is no brick economy in Ghana. Brick is cheaper in the long term, just like how solar energy works, high but low in the long term. Even the interlocking bricks saves more in terms of cost and usage of cement. Example is the wall of ANC shopping mall, Togbi Dobu Sender through. Bernard and team, I have been to India and they use bricks even for high-rise buildings. Fred sent that from Boshe. Some years ago, the Ministry of Environment developed the local building materials policy as well as the development of the composite floor. Call the ministry and ask for updates and the status of the implementation. Joe sent that from Pokwase. Bernard, the best clay site for artifacts is located in Salt Pond, and it's one of the best in Africa. Good morning, Bernard and team.
Morning.
Hope College, a leading private SHS in Gomoafeta, use brick in all their buildings they put up for their school structure. Bernard, please visit Hope College and see for yourself, Mr. Ago. Thank you. I am an architect, Bernard. The residential sector in Ghana is very complicated, and it's largely because of acquired taste for foreign products. Bricks simply do not sell for commercial considerations currently. Bernard, I was a contractor on the Agenda 111 project, and part of the contract specified the use of bent bricks for sections of the building. That is exactly what the project contractor implemented. Bricks are initially expensive, but the benefit is the long-term effect on the running and maintenance of the building. Currently, bent are expensive on the market. Hello, Bernard.
Hello.
In the UK, the banks are very reluctant to offer mortgage to concrete buildings. Even if you get a mortgage, the interest rate is much higher than the brick houses. Also, it looks like the Elizabethan and Victorian buildings are more valuable than the modern buildings. I'm not sure why. I think we should encourage, by all means, brick building in Ghana. Kofi Kwache sent that from the UK.
Likely because of the aesthetic appeal.
You know, we did some work with the BRRI a few years ago, and I just accessed some of the materials that they shared. You know, I think when we talk about the bricks, we generalize it. There are different types, and so depending on which type you're using, it can affect the cost. You have the common bricks, you have the facing bricks, you have the hollow or perforated bricks, you have the paved bricks, the glazed bricks, and then the ones we use for roofing tiles. But generally speaking, they say that the bricks have serious advantages over cement, that they are even stronger. You know, fire resistant, provides better indoor conditions, sound insulator and wear resistant. Of course, you don't need external plastering or painting. You know, so basically they've made a case and they have research done to back it. I think our call now is to push politicians to find a useful way of consuming the outcomes of research from our tertiary institutions, from our research institutions. And we are biased in favor of CSIR because we normally work with them. And I think that CSIR has been underutilized in a very insulting manner, that government should wake up, sit with them, and make sure that let's not even think about new research. Let's go for what they've done in the past that nobody is touching. And they so because of that, they do galamsey. They provide research for small companies somewhere.
Yeah.
Some of them, they travel out to do. Yes, because they are here working and nobody is using them.
That's right.
And I've always talk about this IITA thing that I saw in Ibadan. There's IITA here, but the one in Nigeria, Jesus Christ.
I mean, Nigeria have signed a deal with Brazil on agriculture. I was just reading it on Reuters this morning, and it's worth billions of dollars to basically collaborate on sharing knowledge. You know, Brazil is also quite strong on agriculture, and Nigerians are very, very committed to food security.
Important.
So I just want to urge our leaders to avoid this cartel-based industries that are trying to control our food security, our oil security, and our built environment, and allow the best ideas to thrive. Let's put the Ghanaian interest ahead of a few companies and what they tend to gain. This is a new government, started well. We want to urge them to go with the truth, go with the facts, go for long-term structural change. Don't go and be doing deals with these people, because there are people whose major source of profit is to just cheat us.
Yes.
So that for them, whether it's importing of food, importing of whatever they do, their objective is to bribe as many people as they can and make as much money as they can.
One
and then
transaction.
Turn around and come and tell us how to live our lives.
And become motivational speakers.
So
tell you
just
that
on
Papa
social
and
media.
Bobra.
So what I'll say is that, but you see, it takes the leaders our leaders have to take a position. Our leaders have to take a position to say, no, we are not going to allow this type of thing to continue. We're not voted into government to come and continue somebody's profit-making venture. That our job is to free the people's resources to work. Many countries are doing their own things. You know, the Nigerians have done their own refinery now. Dangote fought many things, but now he's refining some of his fuel in Nigeria.
They're still fighting them.
Yes, but at least he's showing what is possible.
Yep.
Let's revamp Tor for starters. And if we have other refineries in Ghana, let's help them so that our oil security will not be based on what happens externally. Today, Iran and Israel say they won't fight, but if they start fighting again tomorrow, it will affect all of us.
Yeah, because just a quick comment. You see, imagine the gas that we were flaring. I don't know whether we're still flaring in the West.
A bit of it.
Imagine we have a dedicated factory the size of Tor. No, is it Tor? No,
so the government has decided to build a new gas processing plant. Yes. That is a priority.
So they're in the western region.
Yes.
And they have a dedicated line supplying them with gas to be able to fire whatever bricks they are producing.
Look at what Nigeria did. Nigeria and Brazil have signed a $1 billion agreement on Tuesday to boost agriculture, food security, energy and defense in the country. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima said both countries aim to deploy over $1 billion to deliver mechanized farming equipment, training and service centers across Nigeria. Shettima, the Vice President, said in a statement posted on X. Very interesting. Two big countries. It's part of the BRICS. So let's also be quick. Yes, let's be quick. Let's be quick. And this opportunity will not. You see, this is a thing you shouldn't forget. You don't get the kind of opportunity this president has gotten very regularly, because where everybody is genuinely happy, people are genuinely optimistic. He started well. There's a bounce. Because sometimes governments get to a place, people get tired of them, and everything they do doesn't work. People don't even believe in them again. So this momentum that has been generated, we need to use it well. Because the day is coming, people will be, we are tired of the government, we don't want to hear anything. Then that time, all the good ideas just go down the drain. So it's important for the government to seize the moment, to do some critical structural things, to break some of these monopolies, right? Because those are some of the things that have blocked our development. If they do that, then the development can be spread across the country. Let me end with you before I go to my next segment.
You know, I still talk about this CSR thing, that the president should go to CSR and sit down with them. Look, we this thing of this is how we've been doing it, this is how we met it, so we want to it's what's killing us. We are sitting here, we've been talking about cocoa. Brazil only last year decided to do this very ambitious cocoa project where they are cultivating 500,000 hectares of cocoa, estimated at yielding 1.6 million metric tons of cocoa a year. If Brazil produces 1.6 million metric tons, you know what it means to us. And they are more integrated into the global markets than we are. You know what happens to us? So if we are not aggressive and we don't decide to make use of our research institutions, and that, you see, it worries me because at times a lot of the research products, let me say products that we buy off the shelf from the Western world, people have
done it already.
We've done it here and it's sitting on shelves in this country. Go to University of Ghana. Go to KNUST. In fact, go to the polytechnics and see what they are doing there. So how to look? We can talk and talk and talk, but if the action stops short on the desk of a politician whose lifespan is just 4 years or at most 8 years, then we are in trouble as a country.
So we'll be picking it one by one, whether it's fertilizer, whether it's flour, whether it's clinker, or whether it's fuel. We'll be taking our time to point out some opportunities and also highlighting research done, which makes it easy for us to know what to do. Hopefully we can ventilate the public discourse with those facts. 10 minutes past 9, City Breakfast Show coming up next on a series. My friend Maximus Ametogo will be telling us critical tech skills you need to survive in today's world. Now that the syllabus has changed, whether you're a lawyer, journalist, medical doctor, or a teacher, there are some digital or technological skills you need if you want to be effective in today's world. That's our third day in our fourth week for the Business Festival on Air series. In the meantime, are you an entrepreneur looking for a meaningful business ownership opportunity? Do you have a dream to provide water in a more sustainable way? Worry no more. Partner with Jibu through our franchise network. With 50,000 CDs, you can receive the equipment, training, and support needed to launch your own business, purifying and selling affordable, refillable drinking water. Let the dream become a reality. We have an exciting offer for new customers and businesses. We offer free bottles and dispenser machines for corporate businesses. Join the movement and start your journey towards a better life. For orders and enquiries, call 0302 528 669 or go to jibuco.com/gh for more information. Jibu, a better life. Give your eyes the best attention and care they deserve. Don't play with your eyes. Visit Roberts & Sons Opticals at Adenta, Weja, Adabraka, Osu, Dankwa, Tema, East Legon, Town, Kumasi, and our ultra-modern Roman Ridge branch for comprehensive eye care and 100% original unbeatable products for adults and children. Roberts & Sons provides services to members under the major health insurance schemes such as Nationwide, Premier, Metropolitan, Cosmopolitan, Apex, GAB, Ace Medical, Acacia, and many more. Call Roberts & Sons on 0501 519 111 or go to robertsandsonsoptical.com for more information. You spoke and we heard DSTV has cooked up something absolutely amazing. An upgrade to the next higher package on us. Enjoy the FIFA Club World Cup, best of drama, awesome entertainment for the kids, reality shows, and more. Pay using *759# or any of our payment options. Promo is on till July 31st. Terms and conditions apply. DSTV, your home of entertainment. We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in a gated estate you can be proud to call your home. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Ai Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. At Western Villas, each home is a masterpiece, designed with precision and love. From swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscaped gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. We also have executive plots for sale at McCarthy Hill, strategically located and offer unparalleled views, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. With just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today to learn more about our luxury homes at Ai Mensa or executive plots at McCarthy Hill. Call us now on 0536 502295 or visit www.westernvillas.com for more information.
On the go, night or day, PBL app is the easiest way. Bank secure, bank with ease. Right at your fingertips, bank is a breeze. PBL app making banking so clear. Anytime, anywhere, we're here. Safe, secure, banking for you. PBL app, simple and true.
Welcome to the future of banking. The Prudential Bank mobile app. Bank secure anytime. Right from your phone. Access your accounts 24/7. Perform instant transactions. Pay bills. Link mobile money wallets. Scan and pay with GHQR. Manage your cards. Make seamless GIP interbank transfers. All with ease. No more banking hours. Take control and app your banking. Experience simple, secure and convenient banking. Download the PBL mobile app now. PBL mobile app. App your banking.
World number one brought higher LED TV and home appliances got mega up to 5,000 cities price drop at all Electromat showrooms. This time to shop higher air conditioner, LED TV, refrigerators, washing machine, just freezer, range of appliances at unbeatable prices on every purchase, exclusively at showrooms. Rush now while stock lasts. Check our website and social media pages for more details. Electromat, your world of electronics.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's our final week of the honor series of the City Business Festival 2025, talking about the digital economy and technology, if you like. I am Ni Latte. Welcome to this particular episode. Yesterday, we were talking about how fintech is changing the business landscape. The day before, it was really about understanding this whole concept of digital economy. Today, we are talking about the skills needed, the digital skills needed actually for today's economy. My guest is Maximus Ametogo. He is a digital strategist to help us with this particular topic. If you stay with us, we have more after this. As always, the 2025 City Business Festival is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. We are sponsored by Absa Bank Ghana Limited, M10 Business and Zonda Tech. And welcome to this particular episode. Maximus, a special welcome to you as well. Good to see you again.
Pleasure to see you again.
Last year we were talking about the digital economy. This year we are coming back with a different aspect of it, the digital skills needed for today's economy. But first and foremost, how have you been doing?
Yeah, not bad. Doing the usual stuff. Talking and training.
I see.
And
offering digital services to clients.
You're a big man.
Oh, we are trying to be.
Because anytime we talk about technology, anytime we are talking about digitization and what have you, your name will always come up. And so grateful for the kind of good works you are doing in the space. And also anytime we call on you, you make yourself available for us.
Citi is family, so
I know, right?
Yes.
I see. Let's start the conversation. Let's start the conversation in proper perspective. And first and foremost, tell us your own assessment of the digital, space. What is changing? What is improving? Where are we lagging behind? And what picture you see? Let's begin on this note.
Yeah. So the digital space keeps evolving and changing, and the number of users of internet keeps growing. Social media is also growing. So now it has become the #1 media online, where people spend most of their time there. So 7.9 million people are on social media platforms actively. And then we have 24.3 million internet users in Ghana. So the number keeps growing year on year. So for a business, it should be of interest to you that we have more people moving in that direction or who are living their life in the digital space. So if they are online, then your business must also be present there to interact with them, engage them, and also sell your product to them. So you have to go there, and those are the trends. Now we have new platforms like TikTok coming up. Now it's not the most favorite social media platform in Ghana, and now #2 social media platform in Ghana after WhatsApp. So all these new trends are coming in. Influencer marketing is growing. AI is coming into the space. So people are generating content using AI and all that. So the trend is changing and evolving, and businesses are also jumping on board. Some doing it right, others needing help, and others are in the dark.
But how do all of these translate into the national economy? Because remember that our topic is digital skills needed for today's economy. And so with this foundation you've laid and all the good things you've spoken about, if you are to look at how it is transforming socio-economic development, what will you say to that?
So now you have, let me say, young people coming out of the university with their mobile phones, creating content on YouTube and making money from Google. So that's a new business that is growing, and people are making money. We have all these bloggers doing that, and we have young people also honing their skills in that space, and now they are employed by big corporate bodies, and they are implementing the skills they've developed on their own or trained for maybe an organization. So we have that trend also in the space. So the country is benefiting in a way, because all these guys are helping businesses to make more money, and they pay taxes to government, right? So that's how it's also helping. And we have remittances coming into Ghana because there's a fintech that is allowing people to terminate money on people's mobile phones directly. So they are sending money. So if your family member is sending you $200, it's not going to pass through a bank first for you to go and use your ID card to go and collect using a secret code. Now it terminates on your phone directly. So if the mobile money company needs to deduct whatever taxes government needs to deduct, they will do it directly on your phone.
I see, really fine point you're making there. But in today's business environment, or even the national economy, what would you say are the emerging digital tools that a lot of businesses are tapping into, and also the kinds of competencies needed for them to become competitive?
So now everybody is going social media. And everybody is going social media now, Facebook, X, now TikTok, WhatsApp, and the rest. And people are using WhatsApp in creative ways that we never even thought they could use the WhatsApp for. Churches are using it, NGOs are using it. And even our grandmothers are even using WhatsApp to communicate with us in local languages, using audio messaging and all that. So the trend keeps evolving and changing over time, and people are using the tools effectively now.
I see. But where do we begin from in terms of building the capacity, having the required skill set, and also the mindset shift? And so is it right from the inception stage, or somewhere in the middle of the business, or when the business advances? That's where digital skills come to play.
Yeah, so for digital skills, I would say that whether you are starting a new business or you are an old business or an existing business, you need to think digital because your customers are online. So if you want to start a business, you have to think about how technology can enable your business grow faster and also optimize your delivery of service, right? So you can't say because you are new or you are an old business, you will not think about technology. Sometimes when I hear some companies saying they are not on social media, then I wonder why are you not on social media, you know? And people are using your name there to defraud other people and tarnishing your image as a brand, and you say you don't want to be on social media. And it all depends on the understanding at the top level, whether we want to be a digital first company or we want to have digital as part of the tools or channels that we use to engage our customers. So the top level, the managers must understand the use and the need to use technology. Then the middle level, of course, they think about best practices, how we can use it best. And then the lower managers or employees will implement the digital strategies that the top level people have developed. So if the top level do not understand it, it's always difficult implementing digital transformation strategy in a business.
So beyond this particular business growth and even equipping service delivery that you talk about, will you also say that if you have to look at it in a cost-benefit lens, this whole digital skills acquisition can also translate into, say, profitability and even the going concern of the business?
Yeah, so if you have a place to live, right, to put your head, you can start a business online, right? Create a social media account or create a website, run the business from your garage or your office, maybe your house in your corner in your living room, because you have an online presence. So the key thing is the service you're offering, whether it's relevant to the customers you are targeting. That is number one. Then you use technology tools to do that. There's this story of a company called Wayfair. You know, they wanted to test how powerful search engines are. So what they did was they created a website called just parrotcages.com. They don't have any inventory or even one parrot cage. They just created a website. So if you need parrot cages, just go there and input your email addresses. Then they got a lot of people, you know, going to the website requesting for parrot cages. And then they went to talk to a parrot cage manufacturing company
to do it for them.
And then they supplied it to the people who requested for it. They started from zero. Now they are also,
the heroes in the
know,
game.
exactly, exporting and selling parrot cages. So you can start an idea even just by testing the waters, right? So they did that for a lot of other products. So you can, online gives you the opportunity to start a business at a very low cost, bottom line, right? If there's a salon or a fashion shop, retail shop in my area, I can say, okay, I want to put your business on my website. So I can start maxfashion.com or something. Take pictures of your products, put it online. And I say, okay, if your customers can just tell them, if you have a new arrival, it will be on my website. Then people go there, they place order, they pay you, I get my commission, we send the product to them via Uber or something. So we can start the business like that. So you become the middleman and you make money off the people who wants to go online.
Interesting point. Well, you know, a lot of people or businesses, I should say, have come to terms that digitization is one of the areas when it comes to changing the business environment and also ensuring that their businesses survive and thrive. But perhaps they lack the digital literacy needed for them to, you know, equip themselves in that regard. And so I'm asking, where does government come in terms of the digital literacy, in terms of support? Are we starting from the basic schools? Are we moving into the tertiary institution? Are we changing our curriculum? What exactly should we be doing if we really want to take full advantage of this whole, you know, space?
Yeah, so for me, from government level, it's policy. How do you design a policy that you can implement from whether the educational level?
I think this particular government has even introduced
so they have a coding. Of course, the coding is not just digital skills. Coding is more about programming, right? So digital skills encompasses a lot of other skills within the digital space. So if you are training people, at least the young people in the university from maybe, we can even start from SS. They are already fidgeting with devices. They already understand how the platforms work in a way because they have personal experience of it. So we need to give them some training at the schools. Maybe the various secondary schools and universities have a program for them, expose them to the trends in the space so that they can develop some proficiency first, and then they can hone that proficiency into a skills, subsequently. So that even if they are going to look for a job, and they say, do you have any digital skills? At least you have understanding how Facebook works, and then you can get a job and start, implementing that digital skills. So government needs to make it maybe a mainstream, or even the institutions. You not even need the government, because if you think it will add value to your students that you churn out, then you don't need government to even tell you to add digital skills to the skills or the education that you give to your students. The schools must see the need to add digital skills training to their curriculum to train their students to become better, employees later, or content or startup owners.
Wonderful point there. But our SME landscape is mostly informal.
Yes.
A lot of them, about
exactly.
80% of them, if I'm correct, they are informal. Yes. And there are also formal businesses. But in your own estimation, which aspect of the SME space is fully taking advantage of this digitalization, and which area is lagging behind? And between the informal and the formal sector, how do each of these sectors, tap into the benefits of the digital? Because I don't think what works for a bigger company will work for a small company.
Exactly.
If you can really break down
so
for us.
For the smaller, the informal businesses, they use mobile payments, digital, money and payments for their business. Now people can buy products from them and they pay digitally. You don't need an accountant to do your books for you if you have your transfer going into your bank account directly. So it saves you some time there. If you need an accountant to do the books for you, right? So for a bigger company, they need an online presence, right? So you can't do Citi without going online, because people will go and look for news. They want to read about the content that you produce, the events that you organize. So for a bigger business, you need that website presence, a web presence for your business. Smaller companies, they need a website, and then they need a social media presence to complement the website. The website gives you the ability to interact in real time. So your website is just an online presence that you have, which authenticates your social media presence. So I always advise small businesses to always have a website before your social media pages, because people can use your fake account to defraud others. But if you have a website, they can always reference it. Go to the website, click on your account, and go to your official social media pages. So for those businesses, social media is for small businesses. Big companies are also using it, especially FMCGs, right? They need social media the more. Now we even have law firms who have social media presence, even though they are not supposed to advertise. Yes, at least you need to be present there, because some of your customers will be there to see your account, and maybe somebody will even recommend you to another client of theirs or a friend of theirs. So you need that. And then the digital tools like the mobile money, almost everybody has a mobile money account. Now almost every phone number can be a mobile money account, so you can receive payment or do transfers or make payments on it.
Very well. This is 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Still are on a series of the 2025 Citi Business Festival. My guest is Maximus Ametogo. He is a digital strategist helping us with the digital skills needed for today's economy. And what you just heard, or what we just spoke about, is just the foundation. He's telling us the general picture when it comes to why the digital space is so important and the kind of mindset shifts and skills that we need. But when we come back from this break, he will be going deeper and properly into the specific skill sets needed for this whole revolution. Stay with us. You're welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. It's our honor series of the 2025 Citi Business Topic. Our topic, Citi Business Festival. Our topic, digital skills needed for today's economy. My guest is Maximus Ametogo, and he is here helping us really unpack this whole subject matter. So Maximus, we are going into the next leg of the conversation. It's a really quick exercise. I just want you to give me the specific skill sets needed in turning things around as a business with technology in mind, digitalization in mind, and also the national economy in mind. And so that's what we are going to do right about now. And so your first skill set will be...
Your first skill set will be communication.
Communication. Okay, take us away.
So communication is how you send message to your customers and also get feedback, right? So that's what we define communication. But the skill set you need will boil down to how you use emails to communicate with your customers. Very important. So email marketing, you need to understand what email marketing is as a skill set, as a business tool. You need to understand that, hone your skills in that space, how to even organize virtual meetings on Zoom or Google Meet and the rest, Google and the Teams, right? So you need to be able to communicate using that. In the newsletter, e-newsletter, instead of doing the usual printing of newsletters,
it's a thing of the past.
Yes. So now you have MailChimp and other email clients that you can use to create newsletters that you send to people's emails on weekly basis, monthly basis, or quarterly basis. And it comes with analytics to show you how many people received it, how many people opened it, how many people forwarded it to others, and the number of minutes they spent on each of them. So you need that. And the last one under communication will be engagement and interaction. You need to know how to interact with customers, right? On your WhatsApp channel, on your Facebook inbox, Messenger inbox, and all that. And then your emails, how to communicate with people.
So that's skill number one.
Yes, communication.
Skill number two
is content.
I see.
So the content comes to copywriting, one of my favorite subject areas. So copywriting is how to use words to sell, right? How to use words to communicate. Your own words, yes, your own words to convince people. So if somebody wants to sell the nice shoe that he is wearing, how do you write a copy, that will sell the shoe? You are not just saying the price. You are not just selling the price, the benefits of the shoe, how you feel wearing the shoe. So people are gifted in how to craft these things. So you need to learn you need to hone some literary skills in how to write copies and all that. Then it comes to content production. So when they write the copy, somebody needs to translate it into tangible, visuals, audios, videos, and all that. So if you are a videographer or somebody who is good in photography, learn how to do digital photography. If you do videos, learn how to do digital video production, how to do reels and short videos for social media. You need to learn that.
I see.
Then audio too as well. How do you do your audio properly so that it becomes very audible and crystal, even on digital channels. Then after content production, you go to content distribution.
Still under content.
Under content.
After the production, you have to distribute.
You have to have the skills.
The right
when
channels.
Do we post it? Right. On what channel? What format goes on what channel? Every format, X is more text-based. Facebook is a mix of the format. YouTube is video primarily. Right, so you need to understand that, and all of them have dimensions and resolutions.
So what works
you can't
for
go
X
and
will
produce
not
a
work
vertical
for
video for a horizontal platform, right? So you need to understand all this when it comes to the content distribution.
Interesting.
Right,
points.
so that is for.
So
content.
2 things you've said so far: communication. We have emails, analytics, and what have you. And then when it comes to content, you're talking about copywriting, production, photography, videography, audio editing, packaging all of it, and then distributing it. So where next do we go from there?
So for aside that, then you need to look at the content engagement. So when you post a thing, people come back and respond, make inquiries. Your video is nice, or I want to buy that shoe. How do you respond to it? There's a link to communication also there. You need to develop content to give feedback and in your comments and all that. So that's under content, right? Then we'll come to commerce.
Commerce, that's the third point.
Yes, so commerce is how do we sell, how do we monetize the channels, right? So, okay, we have 100,000 people. How do we make money?
Even as a business, you should think about monetization of your platforms.
Exactly. So if I'm sitting in newsroom, I want to put some shopping tab on the website so that we can sell products there and collect commission from the businesses. Or charge those who advertise on our channel, put their products there and make some money. Because now you have traffic going onto your website. So if you have traffic, that is money. Attention is value on online platforms. That's what Facebook sells. They sell attention to brands. So Facebook users are not Mark Zuckerberg's products. In fact, Facebook users are his product, not the platform itself. Right? So they sell you to brands and they collect money from brands, you know, because they get your attention to expose their products to them. So that's for
commerce.
So then if somebody wants to sell a product or a service, you have to learn how to sell a particular product and on which platform, whether mobile, email, search engine, e-commerce platforms and all that. You need to know how to sell on those platforms. The communication is just sending message, but selling is different from messaging.
I find this particular point very, very interesting because who would have thought that despite you selling what exactly you produce, you should also take advantage of, you know, the kind of revenue streams available through any of the social media platforms. That's a really good one you make there, Maximus. Let's go to point number 4.
So channels.
Channels.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you need to specialize. If you can't do communication, you can't do content, you can't do commerce. Let me understand how the various channels work. So if you call me, I want to run a campaign that I will trend on social media, I will know which platform to recommend. If I want to target women between the ages of 19 and 35, I can recommend which platform. So you need to understand all the channels, like the way a media person will understand whether TV should do TV, radio, billboards. You also learn how to do online channels. So learn everything about websites, emails, search engines, all the various digital channels. Just specialize in how they work and function. That is also a digital skill set that you need to have. And then the 5th one will be community building.
After we've done all the 4, you have to build your community.
Community building is very important. So that's where social networking comes in. Social media comes in. So social media is not about having the accounts, but the audience. Very important. It's about the audience, not just the account. Right? So you go to social media to engage with your audience, not to just have an online presence. So that's why some people, they think about how many likes do we have. It's not about the likes. You have to check whether people like you
actually
or not.
Engaging.
Exactly. So you need to understand how to build community around your brand. How do we put our customers, you know, pull our customers onto our own social media platforms or a WhatsApp channel. So if I enter your shop, I have a poster of your WhatsApp, or on your website, I have your social media links and email signature. You have all that there, your posters, your banners, billboard, complimentary card. They have all your social media accounts there because you want to build a community around your brand. It's very important. Social media, the audience you have belongs to you. TV, you rent the audience. Radio, you rent the audience. But social media, they belong to you. So you can push content to them anytime that you want.
Wonderful points. I think you came with 5 C's. That's how I see all of these. Because from whatever you've said, the 5 points: communication, content, commerce, channels, and community building. So if the person listening or watching is not taking home anything at all, at least these 5 C's should be at the back of their minds. And so if they are not doing all of these 5, what are they risking?
Somebody else is doing it, or somebody else will have that skills and they'll come for your job.
I see you are wrapping up, and so the final point is, if you are to advise or propose what we are likely to see in the near future, even at least between now and when we get to again sometime next year, What do you see as the biggest thing happening to the digital space?
So digital space, there will be a lot of move towards AI adoption.
Is it?
For content development, for conceptualization, product development.
People are scared already.
Now you can even design websites or app using an AI, app development platform. So a lot of people are moving into that space. Now you can see those baby avatars being used. So now you can create a baby knee who will be reading news. So those are the kind of content that we are moving into, and a lot of companies are going to adopt the use of AI for most of their services and as a digital tool. That's a trend I see. Of course, you have digital money also coming into that space. Cryptocurrency will come into it and all that. So, of course, it all depends on Bank of Ghana and regulation.
Yeah, they are saying they are bringing the framework sometime in September this year.
Yeah.
So we are really looking forward to it. But thank you so much, Maximus, for this particular educative and engaging conversation that you've come our way with on the kinds of digital skills needed for today's economy. Also part of our honor series of the 2025 edition of the Citi Business Festival, powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Our sponsors, Absa Bank Ghana Limited, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech. My name is Ni Lati. Thank you so much for your company. See you tomorrow.
Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Hot jobs.
Tired of HR headaches? Simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate trainings. Plus, we offer staff basing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Call us on 030-3980-362. WhatsApp us on 020-433-6004 or email info@hotjobsafrica.org. Visit our website www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR, think Hot Jobs.
Hot jobs.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Charlie, where are you? Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
World number one Brown Hire LED TV and home appliances got mega up to 5,000 cities price drop at all Electromat showrooms. This time to shop higher air conditioner, LED TV, refrigerators, washing machine, chest freezer, range of appliances at unbeatable prices on every purchase, exclusively at showrooms. Rush now while stock lasts. Check our website and social media pages for more details. Electromat, your world of electronics.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Vibali, Vimali, Stizali, Swagahali, Gamali, Betali, finally, Avieta Hali, Palali, Kadali, Chekali, Akantahali, Andali, Doteli, Jemali, Tupavia Hali, Stikado 2, Stikado 2, Stikado San, Stikado 2, Stikado 2, Stikado 2, Stikado San.
And finally, if you're ready for your next big adventure in your career, you're looking for a company. Are you a company seeking top-tier talent to boost productivity and drive impact? Then Design and Technology Institute, DTI, has something amazing on the horizon. Get ready for the DTI Job and Opportunities Fair. It's happening at the Citi Conference Center at the Department of Economics, University of Ghana, Legon. 18th and 19th July is the date. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. It isn't just any job fair. It is the career expedition, pathways, partnerships, and possibilities. A mindset journey towards self-discovery. Participate in the Career Treasure Hunt, a talent matching competition designed to help you secure an internship or job placement opportunity and much more. Get face-to-face interaction with companies and get insights into their work and job opportunities they offer. As an event that's brought to you by DTI and the MasterCard Foundation, media partners CDFM and Multimedia Group. Call this number 0536 519 313 to register or for more information. Be there and find out your next possibility. Bring your dream to life. Now, when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 hour grade is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We have 32.5 hour grade out there as well. Great value for your pocket. We are rated green by the EPA. You deserve the very best, so choose Diamond Cement. Deal with the company directly if you wish to buy from us. Locate us across the nation. Factories are in Aflao, Takoradi, and Boypay. 0244 313 368 is the number to call. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. And let me tell you about food, because we all love food, don't we? Boat Foods is definitely the number one option for the delivery of all your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. So don't miss out. Only on Boat Foods do you get a medium pizza sized with 2 small bottles of Coke and 4 crispy chicken wings for just 160 Ghana cedis from Eddie's Pizza. You can as well grab a small pizza and 1.5 liter drink from for just 120 Ghana cedis from Cheesy Pizza. These offers are exclusively available on both Boat Foods, so download the Boat Foods app
app today and enjoy. Let me tell you about ABSA. If you're looking for a little more in life without spending more, I get you. The ABSA Abapa account is designed just for you. With that, you get a free GH Link card, access to loans of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis, high interest rates on savings, free SMS alerts so you track all your money and expenses, seamless mobile and online banking just for you, and it's very simple to do. So go for the ABSA Abapa account. Your story matters, ABSA. And for all the SMEs, great news for you. Introducing Yellow Biz, MTN's offer a new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. It will help you gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer experience to optimize your operations. Please call 100 or 0244 308 111. Email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. You will get 4G plus router with 10 gigabyte of free data, Microsoft Office 365, and Webways as well as Unicom. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm going hard for the money. Now my van go my band.
It's some 6 minutes to the top of the hour, and I still have councils in the studio. Richard the last guy and Francisca Forsen. Yes, for good reason.
I don't know why people keep saying that. I don't know why.
Francisca Forsen. Yes. So Bridget, Auntie Bridget Jogbanuku,
right, says that I
the
should.
Zomino.
Yes, the Zomi. Ve Jomi.
Yama.
You people say Zomi.
Yeah.
It's Jomi.
It's Jomi.
Yeah, Jomi.
So
some people say
fire
Zomi.
oil or what?
Jomi.
Jomi.
We're right, you know.
So.
Yeah. She sells one of the most, fantastic Jomis you would ever find in the world. And I know because I know. Yes. No, and she's saying I should celebrate you this one. Yes, if you know, you know.
Yes.
She's saying that I should celebrate you on this special occasion of your birthday. It means a lot to the world that you were born. And you continue to impact the world in a truly positive way. And I should tell you good things about, that which you occupy on earth. So you continue to go to places.
Amen.
Because Bridget Jogbanuku celebrated locally and internationally. Says, I should celebrate you.
Bless
you
you.
Reach impossible places.
Bless you.
Where people say you shouldn't come.
Amen.
No, the door will be open for you the moment you get there.
The
people who are guarding the door so you don't enter, they will sleep. They will snore.
And
you will bypass them. and go to your glory. Claim it.
Amen. I receive it. Yes. I receive it. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate this, and thank you to Bridget Jogbanuku as well. Yesterday, though, I
But what are you doing today before that? What are you doing? What's the party? Where is the party?
Shoots, and then Kukwa is coming.
Oh, don't do this, Francisca. Don't do that. So?
Kakra, you were trying to call me Kakra.
No, Francisca.
No, but let's do the photo shoot.
No, today there is work to be done.
Yeah, but how long is it going to take? You're looking very dashing in your light blue.
Thank you.
You're looking like Paul Kagame.
Oh, Tora Kagame. You know the funny thing, last year on my birthday I was in Kigali.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But today you are in the Republic.
No, I'm in a fire down, the joke room.
But what do you normally do on your birthday, though?
It depends. A lot of the times, if it's on a weekday, you're at work. So after work, you go
retire home.
Yeah.
No outing, nothing.
I mean, a few times people surprise you that take you out or come home or things like that. I mean, family.
You reflect on your birthday?
Certainly. I mean, it requires a lot of reflections and projections.
Yeah,
so
that you have to do a lot. And I do that a lot because it helps you to measure how far you have come.
True.
The excesses along the way, the progress yet to be made, and the progress that has been made. So trying to internalize all of that and build a strategy as to how you can go, because the older you get, the reality gets to you that things have not been done in a way that you wanted to do them, or that you have not achieved the things that you hope you were going to achieve by a certain age.
True.
So keep growing,
Thank you.
God should give you the wisdom to try and deconstruct what is important from what is not important.
Sure.
And then take the path that leads to ultimate glory, so that we, the people of Ketu South, can say that we have added another great man to the stock of great men and women we have. That is very, very important.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Because my grandmother used to take me to Agbozuma a lot.
Right.
Agbozuma Kliko. We're doing some things there.
I see. Agbozuma.
Yes, Agbozuma. Yes.
There's a village there, Task Corner.
Yeah, Task Corner.
That's where the lineage is from.
Yeah. Task Corner. That is where the old man is from. Oh, I see. Task Corner.
Yeah, man.
I see. Not far away from the Boshima areas. Yes.
I mean, good advice on reflecting. I agree with Sky. And as you do it, I'll just want to say that stay calm. It's not the end of the world, the things that you've not achieved.
Yep.
Because once you're alive, there's opportunity to do even greater. So you focus on that.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Kate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take the positive out of that. But the reality is also that, Charlie, it happens so quickly.
True.
Before you know it, Charlie, you ask yourself, oh, the people I used to call uncle, now they are calling me uncle. You understand? And his own precious. It's tough. But you go to other jurisdictions, you see people your age, the kinds of things they are doing. Then you ask yourself, maybe if I had the opportunities that others have, maybe I'll do greater things.
Yeah.
But you are here in Ghana for a reason, and I believe you own the space, which you do a lot. And let's do something positive with it, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate your well wishes and kind thoughts. God bless you. And I also appreciate the support and guidance I get from all of you. I really, really do cherish it. So thank you for your patience.
Kalebu!
Thanks for helping us grow and to achieve our purpose and all that God has destined for us. We really appreciate you. It gets better because you're all a part of it. So thank you so much to our listeners and to all of you in here. I really appreciate all the love and the support you put in. So God bless you. We share in the joy together. So I really appreciate you. Thank you, Francisca Fawcett. Thank you, Richard Deleska. Yes, and Melody Fafakpotofi has joined us in the studio with the news at 10. Good morning, Melody.
Good morning.